Welcome to the 7-Eleven 8K Open. I'm Max. With me is Thunder and Chixa. The 3-caster booth / desk today for the 8K Open, featuring $8,000 prize pool. In addition to this 8K prize pool, the top placing Canadian team, that's a very specific little detail here, will become the Canadian team to represent Canada at the first ever Commonwealth Esports Championships this August in the UK. So big stakes, you guys, and some big rosters too. Thunder, who caught your eye right off the bat? All right, Chixa, who caught your eye?
Oh my goodness. All right. I think I know what Thunder B was alluding to. At least to me, the person that struck out, who we'll actually get to see in this first game, is going to be St. Clair Saints Gold. Fantastic school, fantastic team. This is a team that's been in CRL before. It had a very good CRL run this past season. I mean, you have Comp, you have Jay, you have Spoods. These are seasoned veteran players at this point when it comes to being in high stress situations. They are a fantastic Canadian team, to be specific, but a team overall that makes leaps and bounds. I said young blood, we love the younger teams as well. They're going to be a college team. They're constantly improving. They're going to be a team to watch this bracket.
And Thunder, we've seen St. Clair Saints Gold go through some gaming stadium tournaments without dropping a single game. They've never lost a series on this stream. I mean, they're playing a team called Used to Be GC. Do we see the true St. Clair pop off here in our first series?
Yeah, I think that team's going to want to hope they're still GC, because if you're playing Saints in the first round, that's not going to be a good time. I would expect the Saints squad to be very comfortable in that first matchup, but if they want to go undefeated still in TGS events, they're going to have to beat the likes of Shopify Rebellion, Friends, and teams like that to be undefeated, so today is going to be a whole other level of challenge for them.
There are some serious teams, and there are some serious prizes to give away. We're going to be dropping like 10 7-Eleven animated decal, the Slurpee decal codes, 10 every 5 minutes, all the time. Exclamation point giveaway in the chat for the details. There's also just a bunch of other stuff you can win if you head online to tgs.gg/rewards. We'll get into the details of all that as we go along. I'm having a issue with the server. I don't know, Chicks. You see, is everybody here? I can't see if all the players are there.
Oh, you know what? It's the new Rocket League bug.
It is.
You're not gonna see until they actually join the lobby. So you know what? We'll just keep on vibing until it inevitably starts, because we can't see anything otherwise. Because Rocket League. Of course.
Shout out! Weird update. I'm just gonna say, we're just gonna get it done right off the bat. I mean, Thunder mentioned Shopify Rebellion, as we're gonna push towards this lobby. I believe that's what I'm hearing. We're gonna get into it. I don't see any players on the field, so we're gonna keep vibing. St. Clair Saints versus Used to Be Gold, or Used to Be GC. Everybody used to be gold. Everybody used to be gold. That's accurate. Shopify Rebellion. That is a legitimate team that we're seeing in here. Memory, Hearth. Let me scroll to the right. My thing is all messed up. And Nexity. Memory, a player we've seen at some very high levels in the game. As we're ready to go, Chixa, we're gonna send Thunder away, let him take a little break. We're gonna get into it. Used to Be GC up against St. Clair Saints Gold. I would say Chixa the front runner to become that Canadian team representing the nation at the Commonwealth.
Absolutely. As I said, a team that's young, a team always improving. They've been hopping around the RLCS scene. I think they're going to make a huge statement to start. And I wouldn't be surprised if this gets to be a little bit of a bloodbath, since I've seen the mechanics out of Comp and Jay in particular before, especially Comp. He's going to look to pop off very early on, and that's just an open net for Jay to score. Spood sets him up beautifully, and that's already a goal for the St. Clair roster.
I was just going to highlight Jay. To me, after I don't know how many tournaments of watching this team just demolish people, Jay's always the player to watch. Jay, when they're feeling good, you can tell in Jay's R's body language, how he's flying about the field, how he's moving. Is that one hanging on the goal line and not quite taken away? Polish sugar or polished sugar? Let's go Polish sugar. Makes it 1-1. This team chills sometimes. I'll be real. This team definitely chills sometimes. They don't mind playing from behind. They will mess about in the first minute and a half of the game just to see what you're capable of.
I think it's really important to note that they shouldn't be overly confident. Yes, this team's name is, used to be GC. They have some lower level players here. I mean, clearly that missed aerial, that missed touch there as well, probably something that St. Clair isn't too used to, and they'll clean up mistakes just like that, but they can't let it get to the best of them. So when it comes on out, sometimes they'll have those issues, and it looks like the other team might be just a little bit nervous, being against such a fantastic team of CompJ and Spoons.
Jay will just fire it in. 3-1, 2 minutes into this game. St. Clair Gold very much in control. The speed difference is immediately apparent.
They know how to attack that board so well, and you could tell they're setting each other up in these plays. Of the 3 goals, we've seen 2 of which have been assisted. They've been bounces off the corner towards center field where they can just pass it off, and those best quality shots do come from those passes. We'll see if they can continue to do just that, or maybe the other team can get a shot or 2 on the field. They got one earlier, but a little bit of mishap shot.
There's
here,
a shot.
And Spoods ready on the goal line. Fantastic job rotationally for St. Clair Saints Gold.
Gets it up over 1. Can't find the touch with 0 boost, and I'm seeing early on here Polish Sugar, the guy to watch on the on used to be GC. Spoods though makes it 4-1, and I believe now we've got every single player on St. Clair on the scoreboard. Everybody getting involved. What you want out of an early game. In a big bracket 64 squad, St. Clair, I believe 7 seed. Yes, indeed. So this is a big goal for leading. So St. Clair expected to win. I want to kind of get more.
I mean, 7th seed and St. Clair being so known? Like, that just blows my mind that there's apparently 6 teams that are above St. Clair skill-wise. This team brings so much to the table, and they have certainly shown that early on. We've seen them play with their food a little bit, get a demo play going, get those passes. They're just having a fun time, and Jay almost sets that one up off the backboard. Everyone continues to pressure this ball for St. Clair. It looks like they'll just buy time, since, in fact, a lot of time is left in this game. Still about a half a game left, and 4-1 is the scoreline.
They're getting into it. The Comp bumping Spoods. Comp going for the free fly. What a pass by Spoods. This is Comp's goal, but the pass is the hard part of this. Look at that.
What?
Flying down a ceiling.
He pre-jumped that.
Right the bumper.
He pre-jumped that. That was
Jumped
outstanding.
that by about 30 seconds.
I know. It's insane. They're able to set that play up. I mean, that's precision. That's some team chemistry right there. And St. Clair brings just so much. But also Little St. Clair, the B team, they're playing today in this tournament too. So maybe a little rivalry there. Certainly not as known as this gold roster. Spoos will put in yet another one, and we probably will end up seeing a Brazil this game. I will not be surprised if they get another one or another couple.
I would be surprised if they only get one more goal this game, because they are absolutely popping off. They have all the room to work in this series. I mean, unless some major adjustments come out from GC, you just can't give players like Jay and Comp this kind of space. Jay looking for the reset. I don't know if he got it. He did. Hitting Jay on the pass. Under the crossbar. It's elementary once you give Jay that kind of space.
7 goals, 6 assists. That one goal that's unassisted was those 2 mistake misses on the opposite end of the field, and the cleanup was there. They're so good at passing. Like, man, I can't explain how fascinating it is to watch this team play, to fool around in the air and just set up this chemistry. It's so exhilarating. I mean, I wish I had their mechanics. I
St. Clair.
I really wish I did.
They are free playing at this point with some defenders. Spoods didn't really even get another touch. No, he didn't. Polish Sugar rather couldn't get that out on the side flip, and 8-1 the score. I don't know if used to be GC has any adjustments to make, because I mean, you know, in these tournaments, especially tournaments going on during an RLCS weekend, we do see a fair amount of pickup teams. This St. Clair squad, not one of those pickup teams. It's a serious team with a manager that practices together, that scrims together, that competes together all the time. It's not just about mechanics, even though they have a huge mechanical advantage in this series. This is a team. I mean, whether or not used to be GC is a pickup team or not, when you get a dolphin mechanics like this and a team that knows how to play together, there's really not a lot you can do as comp. Looking for resets, looking to run down the clock and complete time off. Air dribbling his own teammates now.
What an absolute play. They'll get a clear out towards center field, and this is the first time in a while that used to be GC has the ball actually on the St. Clair side of the field. They'll get another 50, a nice drop down. Jay and Comp end up getting it out to one another and doesn't get the pitch. Oh no, but a couple more touches and almost an own goal there. A nice dunk followed up and possibly shooting opportunity here.
He's got a
shot. Not just GC. There it is. They do follow it up and they get another one. Let's go.
Polish Sugar puts away his second goal of the game, set up there by Muxu. Look at that placement. All he had there to shoot at was the right side of the net. He got it. Jay, they're playing defense. It's 8-2. They definitely used to be GC. We got a Grand Champ tag and a Grand Champ tournament tag. I always tell my friends that's no guarantee they're still a Grand Champ.
Oh no. Ooh.
I have those tags. I'm not currently a Grand Champ. Just let it go to Jay. For a reset and a pass. With 1 second to go. This one will be over when it touches. 8-2 the final score in game one. This is, by the way, I don't think we really established that. A best of 3. So match point here. Right off the bat for St. Clair Saints Gold. Chicksa. The shot differential indicates a control of play there for St. Clair, but I don't think it illustrates the degree to which they control play. 14-4. Not that crazy. It really felt more like a 25-6 type of shot. I mean, 2 goals though. 2 goals to hold on to if you used to be GC. You can score on this team.
I mean, I think I have to say, if you look at the possession time, most importantly, yeah, there might not be as many shots, but I'd say about 90% of the time, someone from St. Clair had that ball, had it in possession, was able to send it off to someone else, and they basically just dribbled around the field, flip reset around the field. They did whatever they wanted to this ball, and St. Clair certainly, they're starting out with a bang, and I think they're also going to keep that record that you said they haven't lost a series just yet. Certainly doesn't look like they're gonna lose this one, and they're gonna keep on chugging. I'm very impressed with this team to start, and it's a good warm-up for them, I think, nonetheless, that they're kind of getting in this tournament mindset for today, since they're gonna be facing some very demanding teams down the line.
We get ready here for game 2. They will play, the winner of this one plays the winner of Rams A and Metallic 9. I believe that is the Ryerson Rams A squad. Kickoff comes back to Polish Sugar. Spoods pops it for himself. Spoods gets the reset. Opts out of it. Tries to go for a little, turn it into a dribble type play. Couldn't find it. Here's Jay. Not that much boost, but he's got a flip, and he's got 10, and Spoods will come cut it off. Really always impressive. But specifically, Jay can do on low boost. That touch off the corner, looking for the read is Comp, but it's saved away by Sosa here. Sosa Jerez? We go Sosa.
I don't know how you said that, but it sounded real fancy. That's what I like.
Those Jerez. I don't know, maybe. You never know. Spoods off the ceiling. He's got it. He's got the shot. Spoods, what a shot. 1-0 for St. Clair.
Beautiful ceiling read, and not an easy one at that too. That ball stays pretty low in altitude, and still Spoods is able to find the follow-up touch, finishes it off with a ton of power. That's some beautiful mechanics at play, and that's certainly what St. Clair continues to bring to the table.
Spoods is popping off. This team is a well-oiled machine, and they can win without Spoods popping up. They can win with Spoods, playing a deep third and just letting Comp and Jay. Here's the pre-jump. Spoods can't get back to the ball. I mean, they can get by with just Comp and Jay playing out of their minds. When all three of them are playing quite good, the team is almost impossible. Here's Polish Sugar. Thought about a double tap, but the setup touch wasn't great. Just hanging out in the middle third. Spoods up for it, off the ceiling joint thing, and Jay can't find it.
Tell how just collected St. Clair is. You can see Comp, they're just playing around with the corner. That shot by Spoods going high, but they're so calm. No panic is coming out of their touches. They stay in control. A miss there by Spoods, a rare backflip, but still able to continue up this play is Jay, looking to send it off center. Comp almost finding the angle, the turn. Spoods a little bit lost in transaction, but Jay has only enough boost to send it back to Comp for the back pass. So only one goal. A little bit of a different story this game, but that's an open net.
The
fake.
The double fake.
No! Almost finds the second, but the block will come through. Possibly a shot here, but it is blocked off again, and at halftime it's only a 1-0 scoreline.
The boost situation for used to be GC, not great though. Starting to feel like only a matter of time, but you get a bit of a respite here. I believe Mucksoup went out and got a corner boost. That ended the attack momentarily, but right back to it is St. Clair, who, as Chixie mentioned, just very calm. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this bracket as well. Seeing St. Clair only as a 7th seed for I think the first time in the TGS tournament. We're gonna see them tested by one of these top 8-9 teams at some point. And I really look forward to it. Never seen them be uncalm. I've never seen what overmatched St. Clair looks like.
St. Clair didn't have a perfect CRL season, so I think I have seen them, at least facing some adversity on the field before. I know they challenge it very well. They go very late into series with top talent, so I expect the ones that we see later against those 1 through 6 seeds ahead of them going the full length. If it's a best of 5, it's going to 5. If it's a best of 7, it's going to 7. If it's a best of 3, it's definitely going to 3. They know how to stay in the game, and that's what makes St. Clair so phenomenal.
Yeah, the thing if you only watch gaming stadium tournaments, you never get to see is this team is really good defensively when they need to be. For as amazing as their offensive mechanics have looked in this game. When pushed, they are really good as Spoods pops it in for 2-0.
It's a good ceiling read. You get that drop down. I know he was trying to hit up Comp a little bit too early on that pre-jump. It'll fly past, but still fantastic follow-up. That's 2 goals for St. Clair, and they only need a minute more of time to slowly trickle down, and they'll safely take this series 2-0.
Jay, did he get it? No. Tries to go under the challenge, and Sosa will clear it away. This ball to the middle. Polish Sugar can shoot. A little bit too light on the touch. This Comp carries it away. More and more used to be GC starting to feel a little more comfortable in this series, though they're down 2 and down 1-0 in the series. Jay gets a reset over 1, saved by Sosa. The follow-up shot is off the crossbar and cleared away momentarily by used to be GC. This ball off the backboard. What a read by Jay. Up for it is Comp, and that's 3-0, and that's the game purely mathematically. But in terms of probability, definitely the game. St. Clair Saints Gold will move on. They slot in there the top cheese from Comp.
I think it's important to note this game that Comp and Jay took a little bit of a step back, let Spoods kind of run the offensive end that he rarely runs, and he has 9 of their 14 shots this game. Certainly the highest number I've ever seen Spoods have shot count wise in a game, and I think it's good that they rotate him in. You know, he has a little bit of time in the spotlight, time to try out his mechanics, and maybe gets one more there, just a little high, but it'll touch the ground, and St. Clair safely move it on.
St. Clair, the 2-0 sweep over used to be GC. They'll move on to play the winner of Ryerson Rams A and Metallic 9, bringing Thunder back in. Thunder got to be just a neutral observer there. I mean, that's the St. Clair Saints Gold team we're used to seeing.
Yep. Yeah, that's business as usual. I like to see a few flashes here and there from used to be GC while they were trying desperately just to have boost, I think, during that series. That's the one thing you take for granted when you're playing against players that are that much better than you, is there's just never boost around ever when you want it, and you just can't make the plays that you normally could against players of your level. So that was as big a test as that used to be GC team might ever have, but it's nice to see them have a few shots here and there and a couple of chances.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about that, Chicksa. The even in that second game, the way it used to be GC kind of rose to the occasion up against the squad this good.
I mean, you only can get better. There's no one that doesn't continue to learn, and certainly a learning experience for them. You know, I'd feel pretty good if I could get a shot or two off against St. Clair. So certainly, you know what, they move on, but I think it's fun. You know, that's what a tournament's for. That's what everyone's here for today, to have fun and, you know, to win some cool stuff. But fun is the number one important part of Rocket League.
We love fun. Especially when there's 8K on the line. Have fun. Why not? This weekend, the 7-Eleven is offering a huge discount on all 7 Now deliveries. That's their app. Download the app. If you not on all 7-Eleven, not on all deliveries. I cut that line off. I should not have. Over $11. Nailed it. Download the 7 Now app. Enter the code 711RL to score $7 off. You see our trivia question there. When was Rocket League released? Is the question. We're going to take a quick break. Back with Shopify against EOD in just a moment here at 7-Eleven 8KO.
Just when you thought our crispy classic chicken couldn't get any better. We created the new barbecue bacon chicken sandwich, a crave-worthy sandwich made fresh in select stores daily. Chicken worth crossing the road for. Visit 711.ca to find a crispy classic chicken store near you.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven Gamer Lounge, where we bring together great snacks from 7-Eleven and epic gamers. Appealing to gamers of all ages, we have arcade cabinets as well as the newest consoles, so kids and the parents can get the games that they enjoy. Being a gamer takes a lot of energy, and the best way for you to refuel is with your favorite 7-Eleven snacks here in the Gamer Lounge. know we're all sad that the 7-Eleven gaming lounge is over, but you can get your favorite food still by ordering it on the 7 Now app. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and stay gaming, gamers.
Welcome back to the 7-Eleven 8K Open. I'm Max, joined by Chixa and Thunder. They've moved. I did not expect that. You guys have moved on my screen. Real quick before we get into our next match, which is Shopify versus EOG. We see there the trivia question answer. The game was first released in 2015. Were you guys playing at that point?
No.
Of course.
No.
Yeah, Chixa not yet.
I'm a new player. I only joined in like 2019. Like
Were you a free-to-play player?
Pretty late. Only ever played on PC. You know, I mean I play with a controller, but
I was
still
in
PC
right
gaming.
after the PlayStation Plus giveaway part. I ended up paying for it. Thunder's been here since day one. I have a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was just white knuckle gripping my controller playing against the AI in the season mode that first night, and I played until the sun started to come up, and I knew Rocket League was going to be a thing for sure.
For sure. From now until May 3rd, let's chat about this before we get into the game, as we see teams starting to populate a little bit. 7-Eleven's giving away $2,500, $2,500 gaming gear packages every week. So purchase products, scan your 7-Eleven app to enter. The more you scan, the more entries you get, the more likely you are to win. Plus, you get 5 extra entries every time you scan a participating product, and extra entries every time you order delivery through 7 Now or make a mobile checkout purchase. Head to tgs.gg/711 contest. Download the 7 Now app. Get $7 off orders over $11. That makes it $4. Or $7 if you order something for $14. Math. Thunder.
Yeah.
Shopify. EOG. This Shopify team, the #1 seed in the tournament, and a name that everybody who has ever watched professional Rocket League should know. Remember.
Yeah. That is a long I mean, it's kind of a thread. We got onto the conversation about my having been around and playing Rocket League since that very first day. You want to talk about folks that have been around a long time. Memory, a pro in Rocket League for a very long time. And it was interesting, actually, we got to see an interview with Jordan from the Shopify squad talking about the range of experience of players on this team. Jordan feels as though he sits kind of in the middle between Memory as the veteran and Parth as the relative newcomer on that squad. And right there in the middle, you get Jordan, who is also a Canadian player on this Shopify team. They don't get to qualify for the Commonwealth event because they're not a full Canadian roster, but there is a little bit of representation from the Great White North on that squad.
Some serious talent on this Shopify team. We will learn about EOG, that's Lovecraft, Goyo, and Nico, as we go on. This is probably a level of competition they haven't faced very often. Memory demos Goyo to start this one out. Parth off the corner. Final shot as Goyo is up. Cast a little double click the corner. They won't pay for it. Flicks it up. Nico is there. Already seen under a change in pace from our last line.
Yeah, and it's all initiated by the skill level of the second team, I guess you could call them, and that team is going to pick up a goal here and take the lead in this series. What an upstart squad here, and EOG getting the first one.
EOG, the 32nd seed, I believe, right there in the middle of this one. Shout out to Nico in the Octane Kilowatt decal. One of the best.
Yes.
One of the best decals in this game, and it's an OG. I think it might have been in the Champions Stream.
Yeah, that decal is a personal favorite of mine. It lends itself well to my name being Thunder as well. There's a bit of a meteorological theme there, so I've used it a ton. But, oh boy, I think EOG might be in some trouble here. Good block, though, from Nico. Still shots pouring in, but the shots are not placed well enough to get by.
And that shot leaving something to be desired from memory. Jordan falls onto it. Goyo will play it into the corner, but Jordan is right there looking for a pass off the backboard to anybody. Nobody's home. Arth is waiting. Not able to score so far, but Shopify now controlling the ball in EOG's defensive third. Memory up off the ceiling, does not quite get the drop down up he wanted from that. Jordan looks for the demo and he found it. Arth puts it away. 1-1. What a play by Jordan.
This is this is what you are going to see from this Shopify squad looking forward. I know EOG scored the first goal, but that is don't expect that as a trend, I don't think, in this series, because Shopify, a familiar name in the Rocket League scene all the way up to the top level for a reason, and they're in the experimentation phase with their new roster, adding Jordan. But this is still going to be a squad that is to be reckoned with, and there's a reason they're the #1 seed.
Huge experience in memory, a fair amount of RL6 experience in Jordan with that team, along with, was it Percy and Magic Bear? That was the other two players on that team?
It was, yeah, formerly Alpine. They became Torrent, and then Jordan found his way elsewhere. There are a lot of teams shuffling on the NA side of things over the last couple of splits, and that's all initiated by how much the level of competition has ratcheted up in the RLCS pro scene in general. And you can see that trickle its way down to tournaments like this where rosters are coming through. They're recognizing the kind of prize pool that's on the line in the competition that are coming to play at this 7-11 tournament, and they're like, hey, we want a slice of that.
Goyo had a scoring opportunity there as Nico faked out the defense. Memory pops it up. Lovecraft will be there, but not fast enough. Look at the recovery from Memory. Turns it into a shot. Just would have been off the post. Arth just content to dump it down. This Shopify team is pretty content to sort of play dump and chase Rocket. Jordan bumps the player off of that. He goes up to try to contest. So is Goyo. They both miss. That's a problem as Jordan can't find the shot.
Wanted them to find it, though. That angle would have been a sight to behold, that's for sure. And I saw them looking off the backboard. They timed it well, too. It was narrowly missed because of the shot placement, but that would have been a nice one to give the lead here to Shopify Rebellion. They're still hunting with 1:20 to play here, trying to find their way through this
there it is.
defense.
What a save!
No, there it is, not Nico. What a diving save to come across there and keep us tied here going into the final minute.
I didn't think Nico had an angle to get that one out, but he found it. Nico, what a save as Goyo. That ball stopped off right on the post by Jordan. Shopify looking rather human in this one so far. Under a minute to go, still tied. EOG, center ball. Nico, the shot leaves something to be desired, and Jordan is able to clear it away rather easily and wins the 50. Up for it, quicker to it is Lovecraft. Stolen away by Goyo. Goyo, again, had a shooting opportunity, a couple shooting opportunities for EOG. Just kept the ball on target. Jordan over the whole team to take the lead on the air dribble.
This one caught me off guard a little bit. Jordan, it was a readable attempt. I think Lovecraft knew exactly what Jordan wanted on that play, but they got caught too far forward and then had to shadow their way back to try and defend that. Jordan was just too fast. They really sprinted ahead with that air dribble and kept increasing the pace with every touch on that ball. They knew they just needed to get past that line of defense that was retreating. 2-1 lead, not the big margin of of victory that Shopify, I think, wanted in this first game. But as the final seconds tick down here, they look to maybe add one more. I think they're just going to be grateful. Well, hold on.
The Armada is here.
Hang on a second. That's the Flying V. The Mighty Ducks are coming upfield to try and score here. That's going to touch the ground, though, and Shopify do indeed take game one.
That would have been incredible if they'd made that work. It was, I believe it was Goyo with the ball and 2 lead blockers. I don't know if anybody had boost, though, on that EOG squad as game one in the book. Shopify Rebellion takes it on a goal apiece for Parth and Jordan. Memory, as usual, just playing very solid, very staid third-man role. Few in Rocket League history are better at that than Memory.
And Memory is, I've loved the adaptation of that was his legacy in earlier teams that he has played on, but the game has evolved to the point where you can't play that role really ever the way that he did previously with squads where he was winning awards for, most saves earned in a season and stuff like that way back in the day with the league play format of RLCS. But you just can't play that way in Rocket League anymore. And either there's that old guard of pros in Rocket League that when that evolution happened, they just hung up the controller and couldn't keep up with that. But there's a host of pros that stayed with it and adapted with the game as it changed. Memory's among that kind of collection of pros that have stuck with it and been able to adapt to be a full cycling player that can play a little bit more with a bit more flexibility and not just be stuck to being a defender often on the field. So it's been nice to see.
He did have 3 shots in that one. So plenty of offense coming out for Memory. Game 2 underway. Match point rather for Shopify Rebellion here in round 2 of the 7-11 8K Open. This is, I believe, a double elimination, correct? It is.
It is indeed.
Indeed. So a big one. This is a biggie, this tournament, just in terms of the amount of Rocket League we're going to have over the next two days for you. So, a little prematurely there. Shopify throughout this, this game in 30 seconds of the team seems quite content to just sort of play midfield ball. Wait for something to materialize. They're really not forcing the issue. The way we saw with St. Clair in the previous series, they were making offense happen.
Well, they could. I mean, the space afforded to them on the field, they really let the creative juices flow, did St. Clair in that series. But here, I think Shopify gathered a lot of intel in game 1, and you're seeing the fruits of that a little bit here, where they're starting to acknowledge where the space is that they can find for themselves on the field, and when they need to not take the game seriously, but when they need to kind of be on alert every once in a while, because there's skill to be had on the other side of the field. But that skill on defense, not enough. Memory, the player we were talking about, finds a double tap here off of a backboard read off the nice pass from Jordan.
I feel like as you rank up in Rocket League, the thing that is most noticeably changed is the way people play defense, and that can be a gap between these, an SSL team like EOG and a professional team like Shopify Rebellion. Is that every level you jump up in this game, the defense abilities and tactics seem to jump up exponentially.
They really do. And the other, I think one of the biggest skills, look out. We just talked about defending. That's one of the odder caster curses I think I've ever seen. Normally it curses some kind of a goal that's about to happen or something like that when you say, we haven't had a goal in, so long in the play. But this time it was oddly cursing the defense somehow of Shopify Rebellion for a moment there. They're going to concede a goal here, and 1-1. Again, we got a tied game. Jordan's got a flip reset, though, as they look for the top corner. Couldn't quite find it, but you're starting to see that's exactly the space that I'm talking about. They know where to find it, and they're really starting to turn the screw sometimes on offense. You can see it.
That was an interesting way to use a flip reset from Jordan there. I don't think I've seen that before. Getting a reset on a low ball and then using that flip to turn it into a pinch. Off the corner. Lovecraft can't quite get it around Jordan. Jordan has half a tank of boost. Can he fly down onto it?
Ooh.
Not quite, as Goyo knocks it away. Lovecraft in the corner, gets a touch, but it's only going to go as far as Jordan. One touch and done for the most part for this EOG team here in this 1-1 ball game. That wasn't the case in game one. They were able to exact a little bit of control, but first touch Thunder's been a little bit heavy for EOG in this one.
It is, and I'm telling you, I really only see EOG goals in this series coming on the counterattack as memory. I think that touch actually needed here, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, that's in the
that
crossbar.
ball was off the crossbar. Memory needed to touch that one down and into the net, and boy did they. What a shot. Obviously tons of time to make it happen. It was more like they got the ball launcher to send it downfield to them during a training pack or something, but yeah, they nailed it.
They've been looking for that shot for both of these games Shopify has, with a player on the backboard just banging at him and see what they can do. Jordan's been the target man a couple of times in game one. In game two, it's been Memory that's been the target man both times. Goyo pops it up only as far as Parth. One touch and done. It's up to Memory. That's two touches, 3 touches, 4 touches in a row for Shopify. That doesn't illustrate the difference in this game so far. I don't know what does. Memory pops it over Goyo. One touch to Jordan. Jordan can't get anything. Parth looking for the musty. To the right of the goal. This time, he needs to get the ball up on his hood though, and he couldn't do it. It's not what you want to see when you've got that much control in the corner. Minute and 15 seconds to go here. Nico needs to get something going for this team. Only a handful more rushes probably in this one available.
And their upper bracket, rather, lives on the line with this particular stretch of play. Less than a minute to go. Nice defensive touch there to stop out, I think, what would have surely been a goal. But Shopify are still pressing, and it's only long clears. It is a single touch out of their zone for EOG every time, because that's all their boost can really afford them at the moment. They have to play defense for so long that by the time they get a clear, it is just a clear, and Shopify then mount another offensive stretch for themselves here. They're fully in control of this game. Jordan looks for the double tap. Nice touch away from Goyo, as Memory also files in. Parth, the third to engage on that offensive play. And once everybody gets a piece of an offensive stretch like that, that's usually going to be a goal here, especially for a team like Spotify. What am I talking about? Shopify.
Spotify Rebellion.
Yeah. Different team.
Different team altogether. I mean, Goyo was in an impossible position there. Had to fly up to make the touch off the backboard, lest they give up a goal. And then once you're up there, with really no help there, I mean, both Lovecraft and Nico were too far upfield to help on that solo defensive effort. Nothing really Goyo could do, assuming the shot goes in low, and that's what happened. Goyo's going to have to give it up to Parth. The reset, the pinch, does it have enough? It does!
Yep.
Lovely goal to wrap that one up. 4-1 the final score in Game 2. Shopify Rebellion takes down this series. Look at that. Heck of a pinch. Jordan gets the goal. Thunder Parth can resist this. Shopify move on to round 3. We have their matchup ready to go? I don't think we do.
Not quite, but
we do. Hamza.
do we?
They beat University of Alberta Green by a score of 2-0. Who is on the team? On that Hamza roster, Jason, Cade, and Jim John, according to our bracket, but that's not always what their in-game names are, because you got to make separate accounts for websites. As we see some highlights, Thunder, boy, the Shopify team, not as dominant as we saw from St. Clair, but a much tougher matchup in the 32 seed versus the 54th. What used to be GC's was. But we've now seen 2 of our expected top 8 Thunder. Shopify looked quite good, and with room for improvement.
I would say a lot of room. Yeah, I would say that this team, the Shopify team, has a great deal of headroom above the level that they just played. And I think the team that they're playing, EOG, and that level of opponent versus a pro team like Shopify, it's an interesting midpoint in the type of team that you'll play against, where it actually can throw off the pace of game that you want to play. Versus St. Clair, playing against used to be GC, where they're playing against so much a slower opponent that they have room really to operate and kind of do whatever they want on the field. This match is in between for Shopify, where they have to find the right kind of adjustment of pace to get their way through, but it's not exactly coming for free, put it that way. Like, they still have to make an effort, but it's not the level of team that they're facing in things like the AAA Challenger Series, RLCS, stuff like that. It's that weird in between that can sometimes throw you for a moment. I feel like that's what happened here.
And Chicksa, we saw game 1 was that adjustment kind of period for as that Thunder was talking about, but game 2, 4-1, a much more controlled victory for Shopify Rebellion.
Absolutely. I mean, we know they know how to play on the field, and like every tournament, every person, sometimes they get nerves, sometimes they're just feeling it out. I mean, you don't want to give away all your tricks early on, so they're playing a conservative early game to start nonetheless. And I think this EOG team, honestly, we probably looked them over a little bit, being that they're so far down, but I mean, Goyo's MMR is up in like 1800. He still clearly has, you know, skills that he possesses, and it's certainly a much difficult opponent, way more than St. Clair had early on. So those differences, they're going to come out. You're going to have pop-off moments. The big thing between, you know, the 1800 and those 2000 MMR players in Shopify is the consistency, and that's the only thing that really changed between those two teams.
Our next match is going to be Red Crown NA versus 6lit. As we get into trivia before the break, how long does a Rocket League match last for? If you've been paying attention to the stream, this is barely trivia, because it's been on the screen several times. 4 times, in fact, at the start of games. Like I said, next match, 6lit versus Red Crown NA. 6lit just coming off a win over the University of Alberta's team. And Red Crown NA taking out We Fell In. That's round 3 matchup coming up in just a moment here at the 7-Eleven 8KO.
Just when you thought our crispy classic chicken couldn't get any better.
We created the new barbecue bacon chicken sandwich, a crave-worthy sandwich made fresh in select stores daily. Chicken worth crossing the road for. Visit 711.ca to find a crispy classic chicken store near you.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven Gamer Lounge, where we bring together great snacks from 7-Eleven and epic gamers. Appealing to gamers of all ages, we have arcade cabinets as well as the newest consoles, so kids and the parents can get the games that they enjoy. Being a gamer takes a lot of energy, and the best way for you to refuel is with your favorite 7-Eleven snacks here in the Gamer Lounge. I know we're all sad that the 7-Eleven Gaming Lounge is over, but you can get your favorite food still by ordering it on the 7 Now app. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and stay gaming, gamers.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven 8K Open. I'm in the middle now. I'm Max, with me is Chixa and Thunder. Thunder knows I like to try to point at people, but I'm not going to try because I just don't know where you're going to be until they show us where we are. This is the 7-Eleven 8K Open, guys. Hit that exclamation point giveaway. Learn about all the stuff we're giving away. We're giving away Slurpee animated out codes, like 10 of them every 5 minutes. You can also win at tgs.gg/711 contest. There's $2,500 gaming gear packages to give away every week. There's just like a ton of codes as we get the answer to our trivia question. How long do you guys think a Rocket League match lasts for? If you got this one wrong, welcome to Rocket League for the first time. It's car soccer where there's soccer balls and the car hits it. Thunder, Chixa, our next featured matchup is a doozy. 6-lit, Red Crown, NA. Chixa, give us a little lowdown on 6.
Oh my goodness, this team is, of course, phenomenal. Like so many teams in the bracket, they're currently ranked 4th in our bracket, which means they're up in the likes of Gentleman Friends and Shopify. But this is Saya, this is Diaz, this is Eris. They're all very high ranked MMR players. They've made it very far in RLCS qualifiers all the time. They know how to play. They're as competitive as the rest of the bunch, but certainly they don't have an easy foe to start in Red Crown.
Thunder, you had a question for the class?
Yeah, that was me with my hand up. I had my hand up because I have gaming stadium trivia to report to you. If I'm not mistaken, and this was really one of the most fun and interesting experiences I ever had with a gaming stadium tournament. Eris was part of a duo. And I can't remember the other player right away. Daniel was meant to play on a squad of 3 players. Percy was the other player. It was Percy, Eris, and Daniel that were signed up. Daniel said no thanks. Percy and Eris kept playing, and 2v3 won a gaming stadium tournament against a lot of regular teams that you see in these tournaments. And they won through the upper bracket. They literally did not lose a match. And that was just 2 of them. I actually couldn't believe my eyes when that tournament unfolded. But if you're looking on 6-lit, and Eris in particular, they can play the game real good. I can tell you that, Chixa.
Absolutely. And you know what, Red Crown, that's Wes, Vexy, and Gavilon. It seemed also very high up in that MMR range of like 2,000, 1,900. They know how to play on the field. Both teams, a tournament crowd in Red Crown. You're going to see them in those weeklies, those monthlies. You don't see them as much in the RLCS qualifiers, but certainly a well-experienced team when it comes to pressure in these tournaments.
And the pressure's starting to be on. Even though we're in the upper side of the bracket and both of these teams have got extra lives for themselves, 1 each, it's still a lot of pressure. You want to stay on that upper side and keep your extra life going into day 2 of competition. Right now, look at this, Red Crown. Again, the upstart, the lower seed in the match, getting the first goal of the game.
I would not call them much of a lower seed, especially in this match. All but like 50 MMR average between these two. Splits them up, 6-lit, maybe just a little bit higher with the scrims that they've had before, the teams that they possess, the further they go in RLCS quals. But when it comes to just personal player skill, both teams pretty even on that front, and Gavilon finds a beautiful read to get that ball away. A ton of defense coming out of Red Crown. They're holding on, but 6-lit, they're going to bring it back as best as possible. Offside demo here may open up some rotational problems. A miss, though, and it seems like 6-lit just isn't on target to start off the series.
They're exactly where they want to be, though, with this amount of pressure. They're starting to pour on. Eris, with a reset, doesn't get the scoop that they wanted on that play. But we have spent an awful lot of time in the defensive end after Red Crown got that opening goal. They've seen very little of the orange goal and of that side of the field here, as this vice grip has really started to close down that 6-lit are trying to form here. You'll see Diaz in the back line now, one of the players for that 6-lit squad. Very well known for their 1v1 ability as well. Every player at this level is going to make your life miserable in ones, but there are some even at that level that set themselves apart. And Diaz is definitely one of those, so look for them on the field, as Vexy not too far from getting that redirect, and I think it was a pretty open net. They might have sunk that one.
Such good looks for Red Crown, but you're right, possession time in favor of Sixlet, but sometimes the overextension will come on through a little bit too aggressive and they get rid of their backline. Good opportunity, good vision, most importantly by West to see that net is open and all he needs to do is sink it across field.
I think that all came off the back of Saya getting way more power than they thought they were going to get. On the ball they hit off of the backboard. It was a little unconventional, a touch from the underside of their car, but they got a crazy amount of power. And it sent it way farther than any of those Sixlet players were ready to defend. Here comes Red Crown. Again, Gavilan barely beaten out on a challenge to get that ball down the other side of the field. And now into the corner we go. Cleared to the midline by Vexy as Eris challenges in the midfield. Here's Wes on an aerial attempt. Pre-flip, side, Vexy on target. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that is way from right side of the field. Vexy pre-flips early and just barely catches that one. Diaz was in a rough spot, and it became a whole lot rougher with that shot.
That is a gorgeous setup. I mean, they tried to hit him up earlier. Vexy was mere pixels away from hitting that ball, and they find the connection. It's the vision that I keep talking about. Red Crown keeps trying to set up those passing plays, and that's exactly what you want to do against such a formidable opponent in Sixlet. They're just finding the opportunities. You see them get one, they use it to their best advantage. They may not get many, because Sixlet is going to keep that pressure on, but when they do find that chance, they certainly take it. And that's how this game has gone, as well as the defense for Red Crown. 4 shots for Sixlet, 4 saves for Red Crown. They're working the field quite beautifully.
Nice defensive touch there from Gavilan. Get that ball away. There's a whiff as well that's going to leave Saya with possession heading downfield. They lose it on the air dribble though, coming back the other way. Open shot opportunity. And what is this retreating defense confusion that keeps cropping up for Sixlet? They're getting themselves caught off guard a lot of times, and their defensive line is way too far upfield.
I don't know, Eris, I thought had the beat on that ball, but he goes left. He doesn't expect that player right behind him to finish it off in West, and that's a shot that could have been saved. Mistakes coming out for Sixlet early, and they need to calm down. They need to take a break, a breather, a breath, because 4-0, not the scoreline certainly I expected. I thought it was going to be close, much closer than this, and certainly not a shutout, but with how well Red Crown is playing, they're certainly doing a good job of just not giving Sixlet the play, the space, everything that they would like. Here's a nice setup, but still the defense so ready, especially in Gavilan. He has 4 of the 6 saves himself for Red Crown.
And Sixlet need something a little bit more threatening than what they've been putting together. They've done plenty as far as offensive possession goes, but the chances just haven't been venomous enough to really scare off the defense of this Red Crown team. And they're going to, again, get a back wall clear there that will get them at and past the midfield line on target. 5-zip. It is a complete blowout here for the side of Red Crown, and Sixlet have got a lot of fixing to do for game 2.
No, I said don't underestimate that lower seed of Red Crown. You certainly do not want to underestimate the middle seeds in this tournament. We may have some big juggernaut giants like Shopify, like Gentlemen at the top, but there's still opportunities for these other teams, these 10th through 20th seeds that are still high in MMR, that have tournament chemistry to play in the field. Here's another one that gets added on, and the salt just gets rubbed into the wound even more.
I'm curious actually what the mentality, what the comms are like on Sixlet's side right now, because I could see it being one of two things right now. Either they know this is kind of an outlier, like a one-off game for them that just hasn't quite clicked, and they're going to put it together, oh my goodness, again in game 2. Either they're comfortable like that, or there's a bit of panic and discomfort going on the communication side here for Sixlet, and that could carry itself into further games in this series. What a save there at the end to keep Red Crown from just scoring in perpetuity, but they are very considerably going to win this first game. And these are best of threes. This is a short series, and it can get out of hand really quickly.
Yeah, we talked about best of fives, best of sevens, the adaptation period for teams that they can slowly adjust to the style that Red Crown is playing, but Sixlet doesn't have much time to adjust. They need to win this next game and potentially bring it to our first full 3-game length best of 3, but it looks like if Red Crown has this much momentum going into game number 2, I'd be very surprised if Sixlet's able to get something going. I mean, that's a 6-0 victory against a very good team. Red Crown is certainly feeling good about themselves.
I think so. And the question is, does that illusion get shattered? Because that's a characteristic of a blowout in early in a series, or in the opening game in a series, that you tend to see is that right now Red Crown are going to be riding the high, feeling invincible. But if there's an opening goal scored here by Sixlet, that's what I mean by the illusion being shattered, is that all of a sudden it's like a bucket of ice water dumped on your head. You're like, oh, no, we've got an opponent here. They're going to test us despite how convincingly we won that first game. And you do need to always be vigilant. That way you can't let yourself go into the autopilot mode of having won a game and just feeling like, okay, that's just the way it's going to be in the series now because they're not playing well. That's a dangerous mentality to carry forward.
I mean, as well, Sixlet has yet to get a single goal this series. They need something to go off of to start. Anything positive for this roster is good. A really fantastic save, a passing play, anything deadly. They need to try to find something to be positive about it. I mean, hopefully they took this little break between the matches to heart, found something that they could use, maybe a style change, a demo change, whatever it is on the field, to find a way to score. But it looks like defense slowly prevailing to start for Red Crown, but they don't want to stay in their half too long. The boost, everything like that is going to go down, and they're certainly looking for each other on these passes, and the speed has certainly ramped up in game 2.
It has, in particular for that orange side. They feel a little reinvigorated to me after dropping that first game. No goals to show for it for either team, though. It did look very familiar. Looks similar to the way that it was a lot of Sixlet possession at the beginning of the game, but no goals. This time, though, Red Crown didn't find one. And at the midfield right now, it's a bit of a scrum as players try and seize possession for themselves. Vexy with a chance at a double tap, nicely touched away there by Side of the side wall. And they're going to try to clear this one to the midfield line, get it past a few defenders for Red Crown.
The sidewall here, Vexy, Gavilon, demoed in the backhand, but Wes putting on a show, gets it past a couple. Wes almost gets it past a third, but the 50 will go the lengths of the field. Good thing Gavilon was demoed. He's actually back in good position. Wes gets the save here, and the follow-up for Vexy. Vexy, shot opportunity, puts it on target. Beautiful transition for Red Crown. They indeed get the first goal in game number 2 as well.
And the trend continues here. It's the transition downfield. All of these goals have arrived in an instant for Red Crown because of a mishap in some form or another in the middle of the field here for Sixlet. Now you can always point to one spot where you can see it happen, where things fell apart, transitioning from the offensive side back to their own side for Sixlet. They're having a hard time doing that, but they're not having a hard time taking shots anyway. But what a save on that passing play.
Up in the air, good clear for Wes, but to nobody but Sixlet. Diaz trying to keep this ball close to him, gets pushed away, and Eris can only send it back. Not the touch he wants, and Sai here will have to bring it back to their own corner. Gavilon, 50, Red Crown, good pressure. This one's off the backboard, bump opportunity. Transition, off target shot, and bounced away. Red Crown, good follow-up transition. They're able to transition both from offense to defense and defense to offense, but this one, with the demo in the backfield, may open it up, and Sixlet finds their first goal this series.
And that demo, so crucial there, because it really highlighted a minor mistake that was made up front, where two players were fully committed on a play that it got out of hand, and they had no recovery to get back on the defensive end. So when that third player was removed, I mean, you saw the end result. There was nobody home when Sixlet came a-knocking, and that's their first goal of the series. That's a huge deal for this squad moving forward into this game because Red Crown's up a game. And Sixlet have to win this one to see our first deciding game of the day, and now they're within striking distance of doing that.
Saya, though, a missed opportunity on that one, and again, we're seeing just the misplays, the consistency not there for Sixlet, and they're letting some opportunities slip by. We'll continue to see the pressure coming out of Red Crown. They're trying to push the board, but Diaz with not much boost, able to get past, but saves his own shot off the goal line. It was on target. It was in. He just touches it again by accident, and that's another missed opportunity for Sixlet.
Yeah, that was a quirky one, to say the least. I will say, though, it was due in no small part to the fact that Saya had zero faith that Diaz would be able to get through. Oh, the fake. Had zero belief that Diaz would be able to get through all of those players in the corner and just have a clean touch go out in front of the net. So a lot of people were caught off guard on that play, but it looks like the defense of Sixlet may be caught off guard here with a shot on target, top left corner. Gavilan sinks it, slots it, and it is 2-1 here, Red Crown. They could win the series right here and now.
Man, I was expecting Vexy to hit that shot. I really wanted him to hit that flip reset, but it's a good follow-up nonetheless by Gavilan, who's been an essential third man in this series. 4 saves the last game, has a couple this game. He follows up those plays very well. The vision, everything for him is phenomenal, and this is why this team sticks together. You see Wes and Vexy, they push the offensive side of the field. They find shots and opportunities. Vexy off the backboard, beautiful read, and Red Crown finds yet another.
Hey, entire bracket of the tournament, are you listening? Might want to watch out for this Red Crown squad. Just saying, I think they're feeling pretty good today because they're about to take down the 6th seed in this tournament and do it very, very convincingly. What a performance from the team in blue on this one. And they are going to be a team to watch in this tournament headed forward. There's no doubt of that.
Man, what a play. I'm excited. That was nice. That was clean. Like 10 seconds? I think that's it. I mean, I've seen greater comebacks happen, possibly one to come here, but Gavilan's on that goal line in 0 seconds. Not enough time to get 2 goals. Red Crown takes it in 2 against the number 4 seed of Sixlet. And ladies and gentlemen, you better watch out, Red Crown. They're here to play in this tournament.
Oh my.
Max.
Oh my.
Max, what did we just watch?
We just watched Vexy pop off in that last game. That was some good stuff. That was exactly what we wanted to see, what we were talking about seeing before this series started, which was this might be the first one we see not go the way of the seeding favorite, as you guys talked about. The connection between Wes and Vexy in this series.
It was. And again, it was half what Red Crown did, but I really got to point to some oddities on the side of Sixlet here with their ability to transition backfield. Missed opportunities was a big one. That stuff started to crop up later in the series. But early on, it was the whole team were moving as this unit up and down the field. And anytime something unexpected happened on either end of the field, they're completely caught off guard. And it just seemed to happen time and time again. Red Crown NA, meanwhile, they're like, yeah, sure, we'll take another goal. We don't mind that at all. And they did, I think, a great job of balancing punishing the mistakes and literally outplaying Sixlet. They scored goals of both varieties, and I think it's just that was a complete performance from Red Crown, taking down Sixlet and moving into round, what are we at, 3, 4 now in the bracket? They're heading pretty deep into the winner's side.
Yeah, and a little talk about Gaming Stadium trivia when you were talking about Eris. St. Clair Saints Gold has dropped a series. They lost 2-1 to Abstract. That's Miles' team.
Right.
Oh.
So it's finally happened, and it happened off stream as we see some trivia before we take a quick break. Which of the following is not a default body type? I do know this one. One day we're going to come up on a trivia in this that I don't know. Remember to hit the exclamation point giveaway for all the details on all the stuff we have to give away today, including $2,500 gaming gear packages from now until May 3rd, which 7-Eleven is giving away. Purchase products, scan on your 7-Eleven app to enter. The more you scan, the more entries you'll get, the more likely you are to win. Plus, you get 5 extra entries every time you scan a participating product, 10 extra entries every time you order delivery through 7 Now, or make a mobile checkout purchase. More details for that, go to tgs.gg/7-Eleven contest. And a reminder, top Canadian team will represent Canada at the first ever Commonwealth Esports Championships. That's why we're keeping an eye on St. Clair Saints Gold. That's in August in the UK. We'll be back with our next featured matchup in just a moment.
Just when you thought our crispy classic chicken couldn't get any better.
We created the new barbecue bacon chicken sandwich, a crave-worthy sandwich made fresh in select stores daily. Chicken worth crossing the road for. Visit 7eleven.ca to find a crispy classic chicken store near you.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven Gamer Lounge, where we bring together great snacks from 7-Eleven and epic gamers. Appealing to gamers of all ages, we have arcade cabinets as well as the newest consoles, so kids and the parents can get the games that they enjoy. Being a gamer takes a lot of energy, and the best way for you to refuel is with your favorite 7-Eleven snacks here in the Gamer Lounge. I know we're all sad that the 7-Eleven Gaming Lounge is over, but you can get your favorite food still by ordering it on the 7 Now app. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and stay gaining, gamers.
see double commits and these things start to... creep in for green. That's a fair point. I like
really
it too.
It's really opened up a lot of passing angles that really didn't see for the first 4 years of this game's life cycle.
Welcome back to the 7-Eleven 8K Open. We've moved again. I'm just shuffling down the line. I'm Max, Thunder, and Chixa to my left, to my screen left. You guys coming up. We got Gentlemen, one of the teams we all kind of went, huh? When we saw the bracket up against Escape Velocity. This is a 3 versus a 6 seed matchup. Give me the download, Chixa. Give me the download on Gentlemen.
Gentlemen, No Mansion, KX, Nibra, a very phenomenal roster. Continues to make, RLCS day 3, very phenomenal team. Doesn't get much past that sometimes, but they do make day 3. They're very, well known. Another up and coming team, a younger team, constantly improving, constantly getting better. Gentlemen, they know how to play, and they well deserved have that 3rd seed today in this tournament, and they've certainly continued to win. They're in the upper bracket.
Thunder, Escape Velocity, that's Indigo, Repeat, and Schmacked. The 6 seed, and as we were talking about kind of off mic there, 1 through 20, we could kind of see anything happen in this one.
We can. Schmacked is a name that I'm only just now as well realizing that I recognize from the Astro Star Circuit finals that happened for the last season they had, where Schmacked was playing up on a roster that was going up against really the best of the bubble teams that were playing in a series like that. So these are names you're going to start to see cycle through, despite maybe not being mainstays in RLCS main events. These are players that are kicking around at this top level, and they're no slouches to play against. Now, before we go any further, and just quickly, I have a correction to make because I saw a spelling on a player name and I realized I had made a huge mistake about TGS trivia.
A minor
there are
mistake.
2 heiresses in this tournament. One spelled with an E, one is spelled with an A. I said the E one was the one who 2v3'd with Percy. It's the A heiress who's playing with Forky's team that actually 2v3'd with Percy. So I just had to clear that up. And here's the answer for your trivia, by the way. It's Escape. That is not a car body in Rocket League. Escape is a song about pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
I was trying to think, is there there's so many cars in the game now that I no longer know them by heart. As we are getting ready to jump into this lobby, I believe the players are here. I'm seeing quick chats happen. Escape Velocity, Gentlemen. Before we get too deep into this, just a reminder, at the 7-Eleven 8K Open, we got an $8,000 prize pool. That's what the 8K means. And in addition to that, we have a little extra something on the line for our Canadian squads. The top placing Canadian team represents Canada at the first ever Commonwealth Esports Championships this August in the UK. They've been put together by the Global Esports Federation and the Commonwealth Games Federation. Flights and accommodations are covered. So top Canadian squad in this one gets to go to the UK on the dime of those 2 organizations. Schmacked the air dribble up for P. That's Repeat as KX clears it away. 4 Gentlemen, and Chicks are right into this one. We're getting offense on both ends as No Mansion makes it 1-0.
Such good transitions on both sides of the field. KX trying to find the flip reset. He's going to be the player that you look out for on the mechanics. He's going to do some crazy things because of it, but nonetheless, the entire team, good finish by No Mansion. Gentlemen starting it off early. And as for Escape Velocity, you mentioned that we see some of their names because they're in the bubble tournament scene. You know, those weeklies, those monthlies, the smaller ones, not necessarily RLCS. You'll see them get very far and often win those. So they just need to slowly level up, you know, get a little bit bigger, understand how to play the likes of Gentlemen. And I think it's important that they face these opponents. They're only slowly getting better. Newer roster in Escape Velocity and No Mansion just popping off. Here's 2 for him, and that's a double tap off the backboard.
Look at this recovery, too. The ball knocked him down and backwards a little bit. No Mansion had to just squeeze that boost button a little bit harder to get back up to that one for the 2-0. A light double tap, a gentle double tap. That's all you need when you've outplayed both defenders. Indigo the flick. Talk about outplaying a defender. 2-1 now.
And still, every player possesses so much potential, and Indigo wins the 1v1 against No Mansion. No Mansion, very prominent on the offensive side of the field, but defense can be another story. Here we go. A good game. May I say, dare say, our first series that goes the length to 3. Certainly a possibility between both of these rosters, and it looks like back to square one everyone goes. Escape Velocity looking to get their equalizer. They desperately need to bring this back to a 2-2 game, and repeat barely chucked away by Nebra. KX is in the air. Nebra's on the sidewall trying to set up this play. Nebra comes down, almost finds the read from Schmacked, and just doesn't find the touch they need. Nebra, possible second chance opportunity. Instead, KX will come in on this ball. So much time. Schmacked up in the air. Repeat as well. Follow-up touch. Looks for the double. Just cannot find the connection. And both teams, certainly plentiful opportunities on the board.
This Gentleman squad looking a little bit disorganized in defense when they've been pushed. But No Mansion looking for the pass down. Couldn't find Nebra's bumper. Repeat. Just a little heavy on the touch, but Indigo managed to get a challenge there. I see some room for Escape Velocity when they can control the ball. Like I said, Gentlemen not looking super incredible on defense, not looking the most organized. The demo from Indigo onto No Mansion, but they'll have to give up the ball. We're just getting some physical play back and forth. What a touch by Nebra, but it goes wide right. First touch was great. The shot touch, though, left something to be desired. Mansion's going to go up for this. Sidewall. Pete is there. Gets the dunk. Ball's going to pop out center off the corner. Tough read for everybody, I guess. The Schmack can't quite put it on target.
Couple of demos coming out here and there. Everyone looking to find that open opportunity, a mistake possibly that someone can penalize on, but
we're settling in
defenses
here.
have been so good otherwise.
Both teams sort of starting to settle into this one at 2-1. These short series, chicks, though, like it's tough to get situated in them right away. Oh, what a play by Repeat! The demo and the goal steal. We'll call it a secure. Once the demo happened, that was going in.
I said the demos, they'd be influential. Certainly, such an influential play because of it. It's a good idea, you know, to sometimes get it's a risk bringing that extra car so far forward. Nebra finishes it off on that 50 and back with the lead as Gentlemen.
You can tell right here, this is the rough position to be in for Indigo. All they can do is backflip into that, but the challenge was there on the second touch. Nebra's there to put it away. 3-2 here, Gentlemen. Not necessarily looking like the way better team in this one. Call it a steal of a game if they are able to win this. Ball comes to Indigo. The back pass. Schmack just bangs it up ahead. One touch to Nebra. It's Gentleman ball, but another. Just the first touches from both of these teams since the last kickoff. Pretty heavy. Playing ping pong here. Schmack looking to center. That's Nebra up super quick for it. Indigo one touch, two. Gets the air dribble going. KX up the challenge. Gets there in time before the pre-flip, and No Mansion is there to clean it up. To make it 4-2. No Mansion, right place, right time, running onto the play. Puts it away over Pete's head.
No Mansion, certainly the cleanup crew, the goal scorer dare I say, for Gentleman this game. He gets a hat trick with that goal. That's 3 of the 4 goals coming out of him, and all 4 assisted as well on the side of Gentleman. Nebra, this one will bounce away, and No Mansion gets yet another finish. And of course, that one again assisted as well. Such good opportunity comes out from these mechanical plays that Gentlemen make. They're almost like 3 solo players sometimes, just waiting for the defense to break down, and flip reset, a double tap, anything like that opens up the opportunity for someone else to follow up through.
Make no mistake, that was an assist, but that was a very much a shot from Nebra that hit off the top corner of the goal. But as we always say, one of the best passes in Rocket League is a miss off the near post, because it is so tough for the defense to deal with. Nebra is there, but repeat in quicker. This ball played up and over the top. Nebra will put it away. It's 6-2. Gentlemen, this was a 2-2 game with about a minute and a half left, and Gentlemen has just poured it on here.
But again, this is the difference between a team in Gentlemen that has made day 3 RLCS before and a team in Escape Velocity who has yet to do that themselves. The level of competition that Gentlemen normally face in Scrim is just that much higher right now of Escape Velocity, and slowly they have their times where they're equal to Gentlemen, but they're not holding that consistency they need that separates the bubble teams from those RLCS teams.
Schmacked can't find the challenge. KX wins it, but only as far as Indigo, who's there. What a save by Nebra. Barely got it around the outside of the post. Indigo pops it up high. Schmack just looking for a consolation goal here. Is Escape Velocity. That one on from repeat. What a shot to make it 6-3. That is the definition of an elementary goal. That's garbage time, but confidence booster for repeat and Escape Velocity, because that's a clip. I don't care if it's to still lose by 3, but that's a clip. What a shot by repeat. No Mansion, Nebra, and KX take that one to Gentlemen. No Mansion, classic side shuffle celebration. You love to see it. 1-0 on the series. Gentlemen on an elimination game here on match point. Chicks of the first, 2.5 minutes of that game were extremely even. Then Gentlemen just kind of turned it up to 11 after that.
You know, I was saying that's what separates them.
Yeah.
Gentlemen are doing so well at continuing to get better and playing those higher level opponents. You'll see Escape Velocity in the smaller tournaments. You know, they're wrecking up the other bubble scene, the bubble scene that they normally reside in, and then they get placed in these tournaments against opponents that sometimes they're not used to facing, the likes of Sixlid and Shopify and Gentlemen, and sometimes it's hard for them to play a full consistent 5 minutes of Rocket League at the level that Gentlemen brings to the table. They need to hold out and play a full 5 minutes of Rocket League. And we say 5 minutes like it's not that much time, but in reality, when you're on the field, it's a lot of time to not make a mistake, because even the tiniest mistakes on the field will be penalized. You will get shot off it. You will get a goal off of it just if you make even the smallest of a movement.
Old double kickoff, just back-to-back stalemate 50-50s. Repeat will bang it up high for Nebra to clear it away for Gentlemen. Well, not much of a clear though. Passing play. No Mansion couldn't make contact. That means Repeat can control. Looking for an air dribble, but quickly challenged by KX. Gentlemen sort of starting to tighten the noose here toward the end of game 1. In this game 2, they're really cinching tight on in the midfield, just controlling the play. This ball hasn't really been out of the defensive half for Escape Velocity all game, as Schmack will get it just over midfield, but it's right into an air dribble for KX. Can you find another one? No, but touch by Pete to get that away.
KX in the corner tries to get the touch off. It'll be counted as a shot, but easily saved out by Repeat. Indigo up to Repeat. Repeat, slight touch. Can he get the read? No, miss. Follow up by Indigo, and there we go. Escape Velocity has first blood in game number 2.
That spot in the corner is just such a hard bounce to read, and if you're the defender and you don't get to the place where the ball hits the wall, then you got to read the bounce and Just not enough time. It's kind of a coin flip, even for some of the best players. That inside corner, you're never quite sure if it's going to bounce right out in front of your net or if it's going to roll. This one down to repeat again. Put the shot low wisely, but No Mansion flying down to make the save. Here's Nibra, and again, down 1-0 to start the game. Our gentlemen, it didn't matter last game. This is, you know, we're 7.5 minutes in, 6.5 minutes into the series of gameplay. That's some time that Escape Velocity has had to download the style that gentlemen are playing in. That one, what a 50 by No Mansion, right into the net. Schmacked can't find the save. The patience from No Mansion to decide, you know what, I'm going to go for a 50 here. Yep, I'm not going to try to shoot, I'm just going to challenge. Works out. High game.
You just can't prevent No Mansion from scoring. He will just take scoring like candy. So easy for him. Another goal and another one and another one, and there's No Mansion's name in front of it. Gets bumped on this solo play, and that's certainly what you have to do. Get No Mansion away from scoring. He has scored a majority of the goals for Gentlemen, and you eliminate that factor, Gentlemen may just have that much harder of a time to score, but still they're doing so well with pressure, and this is another shooting opportunity because that pressure just slowly, like an anaconda, collapses onto Escape Velocity.
That's a better metaphor than the one that I used. Mine was a little morbid. No Mansion will pop this up high, repeat up quickly, but all you can do is drop it down. No Mansion shot off the corner. The follow-up touch saved on Nibra's attempt. Didn't get it on goal. No. Pinches it. That's going to be a little high for an effective center. AX is right there. He has been good in the challenge game. He's been winning a lot of balls for Escape Velocity, but they've not been turning into much here down through the middle portion of this game too. What a flick by Nibra over one, but Schmacked is there. Mansion. Did he get a reset? Can't tell. No. Everybody wave dashes on landing there if they got a reset. This KX bangs it off the ceiling. Nobody's there. Both teams giving each other a lot of space and time, and that's going to lead to a shot by Schmacked, saved away by Gentlemen. Don't try to say Schmacked in a rush.
Shot Schmacked. By Schmacked. Yeah, the S's like 10 times fast. I mean, we pride ourselves on how badly we pronounce names, you know? It's never clearly, it's never easy, but No Mansion certainly makes shooting look easy. He has yet another one on the scoreboard, follows up this touch from KX, and Indigo just doesn't know who to read on that play.
That's 5 of the 8 goals scored by Gentlemen in this series, scored by No Mansion. We highlighted him before this one started. No Mansion making us look smart. You love to see it. The anti-caster curse. The caster's blessing. That's Indigo. Air dribbles. Cut out before midfield by Nibra. Gentlemen, I think, heard me talk about the amount of space they were giving Escape Velocity because they are giving them no time and no space on the ball in the last minute of this game. Indigo, right as I say it, plenty of time. That leads to a shot. Schmacked can't find the second touch. Oh, the first shot just wide, the second touch straight down into the ground. Velocity to crack this 2-1 lead here. No Mansion the shot off the crossbar and saved by Schmacked.
Good play, but still offense is there for Gentlemen. Desperately needing a clear is Escape Velocity. Repeat sends it up to Indigo, but here comes No Mansion to take that ball away. On the ball, Schmacked, but to nobody. KX able to keep it on the Escape Velocity side. A fantastic 50 will go the length of the field, but control in the hands of Nibra. Should just send it away again. Quick beat by KX, and that's another goal, and that may just be the nail in the coffin for Gentlemen.
KX just had to win this race with Repeat, who half flipped out of an aerial. Got a touch, but KX positioned properly. 3-1 the score with 18 seconds left in an elimination game. Not an elimination game, but a match point game. I keep forgetting. Only say elimination game once we're in the losers bracket, as Gentlemen will most likely move on to the winners semifinals, as probably we expected them to. The seeding certainly did. And no Mansion. With the offensive pop-off in this one, 5 goals on the series to lead the way. Niebuhr, the MVP in the final game. Shout out to the Season 1 Tile Annihilator tag. You love to see an extra boats tag in competitive Rocket League. As a longtime player of hoops, I love to see it. Thunder coming right out of that series. Boy, did gentlemen look real good.
They did. That at times was spotless.
Yeah.
From the gentleman squad on both ends of the field. Even as they were pressured in different areas by escape velocity, they adapted in the perfect ways. Both convincing wins in their own way, and I think they are a worthy opponent for either Friends or Abstract, who are the kind of the opposing winners quarterfinal that is facing off. And the resulting matchup there, be it Friends or Abstract against Gentlemen, is going to be, I think, another treat to watch.
And Chicks, I mean, you said you might have cast or cursed this series early, calling it for Game 3 right off the bat. The rather dominant performance for Gentlemen here.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I wanted a Game 3 just because I've seen how much escape velocity continues to struggle. And I hope that one day they'll be able to make that leap, that bound into the likes of Gentlemen, since they've been around the same area, a couple different rosters, and they're just still underneath those RLCS Day 3 teams. And they just can't seem to make the jump. And, I hope that they learn however best helps them, but it's really hard to figure out what little things that they can do to be better other than just saying consistency. So escape velocity, I mean, they have another life to live in this tournament, but they can't stumble with Gentlemen, at least not to the extent that they did with Gentlemen, especially in game number 1.
We have 3 more winners quarterfinals for you today. Our next matchup is going to be Friends versus Abstract, followed by Shopify Rebellion and Mechs, and then Red Crown NA versus Hey Bro. Here's your trivia question. What vehicle is exclusive to Nintendo Switch users?
I don't know this one.
I feel like I might just from context clues, but before we take a break, Slurpee Boost giveaway on Twitter. I've got your 4 winners. Shout out. Are you ready? I know one of these people. Drum roll. First, John MF _ the beatbox drum roll. John MF _ our first Twitter winner. You get a Slurpee Boost at VTuber _ Ashi or Ashi. You also get a Slurpee Boost at Ben Bramley. You also get a Slurpee Boost. And my good personal friend at XLRL, you get a Slurpee Boost. You can join me on next time we play. We can rock our 7-Eleven in-game items, XL. You guys, coming up next, Friends versus Abstract, followed by 2 more quarterfinals here at the 7-Eleven 8KO.
Just when you thought our crispy classic chicken couldn't get any better.
We created the new barbecue bacon chicken sandwich, a crave-worthy sandwich made fresh in select stores daily. Chicken worth crossing the road for. Visit 711.ca to find a crispy classic chicken store near you.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven Gamer Lounge, where we bring together great snacks from 7-Eleven and epic gamers. appealing to gamers of all ages. We have arcade cabinets as well as the newest consoles, so kids and the parents can get the games that they enjoy. Being a gamer takes a lot of energy, and the best way for you to refuel is with your favorite 7-Eleven snacks here in the Gamer Lounge. I know we're all sad that the 7-Eleven Gaming Lounge is over, but you can get your favorite food still by ordering it on the 7 Now app. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and stay gaming, gamers.
Welcome back to the 7-Eleven 8K Open. I'm Max. I'm on the right. Chicks is to my left. Thunder is to her left. And you don't have to be playing in the 7-Eleven Open to be a winner. Throughout this weekend's broadcast, we're giving away tons of exclusive 7-Eleven in-game items, including Slurpee Boost, the Big Bite Antenna, and the Slurpee animated decal codes. Let me tell you guys, the Slurpee animated decal is super clean. It's my new go-to. Learn how to enter at tgs.gg/rewards. Our trivia answer, gimme B. There we go. Nailed it. I said it just in time to not look like I was reading it off the screen.
Wait, there were two Bs. Did anybody else spot that?
I did.
Samus's gunship was B, and then the hog sticker was also B. I don't want to. I feel like I'm like really exposing the smoke and mirrors of production here for a moment, but there were definitely two Bs in that multiple choice.
Sweet Tooth is the PS4 exclusive. I know that because I had that on
Yep.
PS4. You get that
Yep.
for doing winning a game with every car or something like that. Anyway, we got a ton of stuff to give away. Exclamation point giveaway in the Twitch chat. We're giving away codes every 5 minutes. Coming up next, this game, Friends versus Abstract Chicksa. Because we got to let you go before the game starts. Give us a quick rundown on Friends, the team that we one of the I think the second seed I believe coming into this one.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Second seed, Snaz, Roxer, Salado. I mean, again, another roster that likes to dabble in the day 3 of RLCS. So you're going to have very high competition. They're used to it. They're used to that high level like everyone else. And they're going to bring a good fight. I mean, I know Thunder and we saw Abstract recently, so he certainly knows how they play, and he is very well prepared for this matchup.
I mean, and we also know Abstract first team ever in a gaming stadium tournament to beat St. Clair Saints Gold. As we come into this one, that's Mile, Junglies, and Aiko. Mile, I believe, a former RLCS sub, and also kind of on that general bubble. He's kind of been in and out of that level Thunder. Elite Ones player, though.
Big time. Up there in that, I was we were opening the conversation about Diaz earlier today, and Mile another, and even I would say more so in that club of really well-known 1v1 players in North America.
At one point, the top North American Ones player, if I recall.
Yes, yeah, they were at the top of the heap, and that's a pretty big deal, no doubt about it. And Abstract versus Friends here. Chixa talked about how Friends, one of those teams that likes to hang around on day 3s of our LCS qualifiers. I'll do her one better, though, and say they like to hang around on day 1 of main events, most notably this main event that's going on right now. And they almost beat the reigning Winter Major champions in G2. They took them to Game 5 on the, initially that upper side of the bracket and made it really close. So Friends are on a hot streak right now as far as Rocket League goes in the larger competitive scene, and hopefully they're going to be riding that high through this series as well and give us quite a show against Abstract.
Snaz in the full-on troll car. Incredible stuff with the pizza wheels.
A Triton? It's a Triton, isn't it?
It's a Triton with pizza wheels and the Broomhilda topper and the Moai antenna.
Good Lord.
Oh my word! And that might be the Rick and Morty boost. It is. Ultimate troll car engage for Snaz as Aiko plays this pack. Rockers. Ball played center. Aiko takes it away from Mile. Ball ends up with Mile sooner or later, though. It will. Mile, the player to watch on the Abstract side. Friends, as you said, on a hot streak as a squad. You come into a lobby in a car like that Snaz has. you put the spotlight on yourself.
You do. And you say mild player to watch. I will say I was wholly impressed with the way Junglies played in the most recent RLCS Open qualifier when we got a chance to watch them progress through the bracket. That, I think, is a player also to keep an eye out for on the side of Abstract. And they're having to try to poke their way through in a lot of different ways right now. No one on either side of the field has found a way through, though. And on the defensive side of things here, for Abstract, they're getting some good clears, getting to the midfield line. Oh, that's a close chance there. Junglies almost struck first. But again, these shots are getting beaten out really early on. Not a lot of stuff getting actually to the goal line. It's being stopped out right when the shot is taken.
And that is the ideal way to play defense in Rocket League. You want to get there before the shot materializes. The more saves you're giving up, probably the worse your team is playing. This ball can't quite find its way center. Now it does, but Snaz misses near post. There's been a couple shooting opportunities for Friends. They just kind of let fall by the wayside, just kind of missed the net. Those will start to even out as this series wears on. Junglies challenged by Snaz. Gets it up and over Roxers. Valid. Plenty of control. Runs out of boost, but he'll leave it for Roxers. The shot is in! Right under the crossbar. 1-0 for Friends.
What a slammer here. I think Salado stayed close enough to that ball that the defense had to guess just for a moment on who was going to be making that following play. But, geez Louise, that shot had some serious power on it. And Friends are going to take the lead just past the halfway mark. They might be in trouble here, though. Mile in a 1v1. Exactly where they like to be, but that was very patiently and well played by the defense there to stop out that opportunity.
Junglie's just a little bit too close to the play to follow up what was clearly, I think, Mile looking for a 50-50. Mile got what he wanted there, just didn't have the teammates in the right spot to make anything of it as Snaz challenges Junglie. Aiko, plenty of space and boost. Junglie's up quick though. Kind of took it away. Took it away from Aiko there. Shadow, the shot, the demo from Snaz means the shot doesn't matter. It's in. 2-0 for Fred.
Yep, you can hit just about any type of shot you want on that one, Salado. Just a nice, easy roller. It looks like the demo was called out, too, because they didn't feel pressured to have a really nice shot. It was, I think, just a put it on target type situation. Great play here from Friends to make it 2-0, you can see exactly why they have made such a deep run in the most recent iteration of RLCS in the spring split. I think it comes down to versatility. It feels like they have a lot of different ways they can attack the net. And when you have those options, it means that you're not limited on any particular push that you make downfield.
Mile 1v2 in defense. A good showing on that rush for Mile on defense as this one. 2 players in the corner for Abstract, but they'll play it through to the middle. Snaz is able to get a touch away, only as far as Mile, though. This ball will stay in the offensive zone for Abstract momentarily. Abstract struggling to kind of get any continual offense going. They've had counterattack rushes. Plays off of 50-50s like that one, but they haven't really been able to get any continuous attack. No siege style, as they used to say. What a touch by Mile. Put it down. There it is. The demo, Salado, the goal. 3-0. 2 goals off demos as well. Thunder for Friends.
It is. This one, not. I don't think that Junglies was a factor in that either way, because they were halfway through a flip animation heading in the wrong direction. But just to make it a little bit more convincing, got the demo on that one. And the goals look very comfortable here for Friends. There's an ease to it in the way that they're setting up plays for themselves, that it's never this gargantuan effort for them to find themselves a goal. They're just very patient in waiting for the right time to make an opportunity happen. And otherwise, it's never putting themselves out of position or in a vulnerable spot otherwise. So it's complete Rocket League end-to-end, much like we saw from the team in the previous round. Oh my goodness, whose name eludes me. We were just... Well, I wasn't casting the series, so I suppose I can be forgiven.
How could you forget?
Again, it's completeness on both ends of the field, and I think, wow, Friends here have made a definite statement in Game 1 that they're going to be difficult to topple, I think.
I'm hoping for the Friendly Gentlemen matchup at some point. Friends and Gentlemen. That's the team whose name you were looking for, I believe, in terms of playing a complete game.
Oh my goodness, how can I forget that? Sorry.
Anyhow, Friends up 1-0 in this, a best of 3. The second of our 4 winners quarterfinals here at the 7-Eleven 8K Open. Thunder. I mean, we're getting into the part of the bracket where I feel comfortable asking you this, because we've seen these teams, we know these players. What's the adjustment Abstract has to make here in a game that they really didn't have much going offensively? I mean, they had 7 shots, but like it really didn't feel like that.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, there's that difference that you can see between the stat line and the game you just watched. Like very often, the stats don't tell the complete story of what the actual game looked like and who was controlling it. I think this is one of those instances where Friends very seldom felt like they were out of control of that match. I think that may just be due to the fact that Abstract were expending too much at the wrong time. So they were getting caught stranded on the field because they commit too much to a play that wasn't, I think, quite the right time. And that is the opposite of what Friends were doing, where they always chose the right time to commit forward on the field. So maybe that's what we got to see from Abstract here, is a little bit more discernment and more patience about when to send the house, and they might find themselves a few opportunities that could be a little bit more threatening.
There's always the old Rocket League standby of when in doubt, have one single player pop off as well. There's always options. The margins in this game are very thin. There's always like 6 or 7 things that can change the outcome of a game. As Salado bangs that towards the net, but Junglies is there. Mile, very capable of those solo plays. Gets the flip reset, gets the touch, makes it 1-0. What a play by Mile, right on cue, Thunder.
Oh, not by a mile, by an inch on that one. Oh, Roxer's so close to getting a touch on that, but no cigar. That was just fun to watch. I was a spectator for a moment there, and now I'm back to casting.
What a play by Mile to give his team their first lead of the series. The Snaz looks to center it. Mile again, just going to air dribble it away. Popped up. Mile demos Salado. The ball not on target. Wow, what a pitch by Snaz and Roxers. I just became a spectator for a moment on that one. Mid-talk. Junglies up and over 1. Can he get the second touch? He does! Junglies makes it 2-0.
Well, okay. A mix of both, I guess, in the strategies that we wanted to see. I called out the fact that you just got to choose your moments a little bit better, and you called out the fact that, hey, maybe one player should just be super really good at the game all of a sudden. I think we've gotten a mix of that, and all of a sudden it's a 2-0 lead here for Abstract.
Mild challenged and dunked by Salado. This ball center. Roxers can shoot and makes it 2-1. Oh, and Thunder, we were talking about in the previous series how easy the goals were coming. Touchdown as Roxers didn't score that. How easy the goals were coming for Gentlemen and how tough it was for Escape Velocity to get anything going. Even though they're up 2-1, Abstract has had to have some seriously great plays to get their 2 goals, and then just an easy one. Easy one for Friends where they didn't have to work too hard on it.
Yeah, for Friends, it's the outplay doesn't happen by the goal scorer. It happens off ball. That's what they've been doing so often here. Whether it be a demo, whether it be that insane read from Salado to touch the ball down into the corner and catch the entire defense off guard, it just ends up being this easy tap in on net most times because they're facilitating play in the run-up, in the lead-up to the actual play they want to make. And I think that's a huge deal in this game, and that's probably the reason why they've been so successful against literally the top level of teams, like as in G2, the reigning best team in the world, and they did well against them. But Junglies here is going to shut me up for a moment, as Roxers that time not facilitating the greatest of plays, and it was good speed there from Mako to really dive on that one and make a scoring chance for their squad.
I don't know if this is a tactical decision or so much as just they're playing better in this game, but a big change from game 1 to game 2 for Abstract. Their first touches have been good. They've been turning their first touch into the second and third touches, as we just saw Junglies do, and boy, does that make a huge difference offensively as Aiko makes it 4-1. Everything kind of stems in this game from how good your first touch is, what you want to do with it. Whether you want your first touch to be a pass, or your first touch to be a shot, or your first touch to be control. Executing that. In the first game, Abstract was just giving it away on their first touch. This game, it's all about the control when they have the ball.
And to boot, which is the reason why I think it's 4-1, they're having a few bounces go their way as well. And that wasn't the case in game 1 at all. They were going the way of Friends pretty considerably. Check out Junglies here with a shot near target. Nice save away there from Roxers. I think it was off the crossbar, but a necessary touch. Nonetheless, as Abstract try to find their way back into the zone. Demo, Mile got rid of 1. Junglies doesn't have the boost to have a corner read there.
Yeah.
Mile, 1v whatever. They're used to being the one, and it doesn't really matter what the V is when they have space.
As soon as Mile got this dribble going, it's a goal. So much control. Mile, one of the better flickers in the game as well. That didn't even need Mile's best flick either. That was just a regular old side flip flick into the net to change direction on the ball. 5-1. A convincing lead here for Abstract. Unfortunately for Chicks, that we're getting probably getting the first game 3 here in this one. But she was super hopeful that it would come in our last series as Aiko puts that center, but Salado is there. The follow-up touch rather lacking for Snaz. Doesn't really progress down the field much. All centered. Roxers is there, has to force a save out of Mile. 4 goals down with 1:50-ish to go. Thunder, this one not mathematically finished, but realistically, I think more or less over. Looking ahead to game 2, how does Friends kind of get back to what they were doing in game 1, controlling the run of play all throughout the pitch?
It's tough now because I feel like you get stuck in a loop where you just keep wishing for the same counter adaptation over and over, because it feels like, all right, Friends, great shape in game 1. We had some questions about Abstract. They make the adaptation that they need to do. So I think it's that again, but hey, now Friends do it. You're the team in the hot seat now that needs to make that counter adaptation. I can't point to one thing in particular.
Well, that counter adaptation is something that not every team has. Like, not every team has multiple pitches they can throw. So this is what you love to see. This is why Rocket League makes for such good series compared to some other esports is like everybody throw your big punch in game 1, and the team who loses makes an adjustment. If that works, what is that initial team? Do they have a second thing? That can make the difference as series wear on, and we will find out here from Friends. Do they have another thing they can do to counter what Abstract has been doing in this game too, which is ball control? Even when Mile can't get an air dribble going, he's getting a challenge on the next touch that his teammates can remain grounded and relevant to make the following touch, like Eiko just did there. As Rox puts it sideways. They're trying to score on themselves, Thunder. Have we reached that stage? No, I don't think so.
Not quite. Not quite. That's going to be the end of the game, though, and I think, yeah, ball control was a big deal, because I also think that Abstract are wise to the fact that Friends go for some very ambitious and early challenges on the ball to try to catch their opponents off guard. But if you keep the ball close to you and you're not just handing it over to the other side or trying to always progress it forward as fast as you can, if you keep it close to you, it turns those early and aggressive challenges into, well, they're a lot more risky. And at best, they're going to be a 50-50 that's not necessarily going to go their way. That then leaves a player stranded. Like, it takes a lot of resources to go for a challenge cross field off the ceiling at the beginning of a play. And Friends are doing that. They were getting away with it in game 1, but they got stranded doing that in game 2. And either they're going to have to lean even farther into that strategy to still surprise Abstract, or they need to be just a hair more conservative and try a different approach for the decider.
The only goal that Friends scored in that, I don't know how replicable that was. That was just an insane touchdown off the backboard, and on a read. Like, it wasn't a setup play or anything like that. The goals we saw from Abstract in that one, a flick by Mile, a flip reset by Mile, a couple of passes off the backboard, that's replicable Rocket League, the way that they scored 5 goals in that. This is, the ball is in Friends' court in this one, in the sense that they are the team that needs to make a change, because a repeat of the previous 2 games, even the way the first game went, I think, a repeat of the previous 2 games, I think the Abstract is coming out on top in aggregate across those 2 games. Junglies stops it near post. As we get underway here in game 3, our first winner-take-all game 3 of the day here in the winner's quarters. Mile is up. Can't find the second touch off the backboard. Doesn't matter, though. Junglies is there. Challenge comes in from Eiko. Mile up real fast, looking to go low on the challenge. There's a pinch attempt by Roxers. Left something to be desired. Double tap. Oh, Snaz nearly found it. Snaz has switched out of the Triton.
Okay, fair enough.
Lagging.
All right. Well, that switch off of the Triton may be indicative of a little attitude shift, perhaps, on the side of Friends here. And we'll see how that translates to actual gameplay and success on the field. Right now, though, they are in a whole heap of trouble. Pause. Nope, never mind. That shot was off of the joint of the crossbar and the post. Pretty much, it was the combination of the 2.
We're back. My packet loss is done as Salado is up. Gets it over 2 here, but Junglies recovers to make the play. That's big. Didn't have to commit an extra player to take that ball off of Salado. Here's Snaz. Eiko gets control, looks to get under Salado, but he made the decision a bit too late. Junglies, corner double tap, no. Roxers hang it towards the net. Mile is very much there. Passing out of defense now, our Abstract. This is the 6th seed, right? Abstract? I believe. Anyway.
I think 6lit were the 6th.
You're right.
Seed?
Abstract the 10th seed.
Right.
Is that one? What a pass and shot. Roxers to Snaz. 1-0. We're friends.
Let's see the play here. Oh, yep.
chance.
That was not a snap decision. That was very carefully communicated between players, and boy was it sweet when it came together. Friends here doing something. Oh, Roxers, hello, on the extra flip there on that play. Friends doing something we haven't seen, much of today at all, but any of from
Team
their
bump.
squad, but it's going to be back the other way. it's not going to matter anymore, but I was going to point to the fact that we haven't seen much in the way of infield ground passing plays. But still only counts for 1, and now the game's tied again.
There's one you'll see in your own lobbies, fans. Salino and Roxers colliding on defense. Leaves an open net. And allows Abstract to tie it up. The goal by Aiko, who's got the air dribble into the corner. Pops it over Roxers. The shot by Jungly, saved by Salino. Miles going to look to control this, but Snaz read him all the way. Ball just comes right to Jungly's. A little bim bam here. Both these teams banging it long. Jungly's shooting. No, he's passing. Never mind. Mile backs away and it becomes a goal. 2-1 for Jungly.
All right, well, let's take a look here. Yeah, the challenge leaves a lot to be desired there. I think they were coming from too far away. And it may very well have been that Mile might have made that play less successful rather than more had they tried to intervene on that. You're right that they peeled at the last second. I think acknowledging Jungly's was probably yelling in their ear, "It's on target, just leave it. We got a goal." And that worked out beautifully there. For the squad of Abstract, who are in the lead after what was a dominant start to this series by Friends, they've been a little bit absent since then. They've got a couple of goals to their name, but other than that, I tell you, Abstract has really looked like the better team through and through.
And I think this Abstract team it's a scary prospect coming in as the 10 seed up against teams that on paper should be beating them, as Miles saves that away. But Rocket League, much like basketball, a sport where if you have the best player on the field, you can win games even if maybe as a team your skill level is not as high, as Mile makes it 3-1 right on cue. Mile, the player that I'm talking about, they can win this series without Mile having to be that kind of dominant individual player, which that's been the case in this one. He's not been like absolutely carrying. That speaks volumes to how deep this tournament Abstract can go. Because there will be a series where Miles is just playing out of his mind. That will happen. A series, it's kind of the kind of series Thunder they can steal maybe against a team on paper that's better than them, but they're winning these games as a 3-man team, not needing the Mile pop-off. That's a great place to be when you know you've got that pop-off in your back pocket.
Absolutely. And if you are ever going to steal a series, it's going to be a best of 3.
Yeah, for
in
sure.
The stage of this tournament. The stage of this tournament, while things are still short and not so sweet, if you're Friends here, as they, I think, are about to drop this series. But we've got a minute of Rocket League left to decide that, as Aiko pelts it downfield.
He's got a shot.
Follow-up touch on that one. Nobody able to get in the way of that one. And it was another errant challenge, trying to go for the early read there. Look at Roxers fly through, but not close enough to the ball. And I think there's an inconsistency in the challenge game here for Friends that has caused a lot of problems. And it caused a lot more problems than it solved. I think it actually helped them early in the series, and it's hurting them now.
We've seen a number of really, really well-communicated plays coming out for Abstract. On the other hand, Nico, we know this team is having some clean comms, at least in this series. Mile elects not to shoot, will just go for control, but it's a 3-goal lead with 30 seconds left, Thunder. Abstract going to pull off their second upset in as many rounds, even though Snaz scores that to make it 4-2. Mile and Friends, along with Junglies and Aiko, they're going to head into the winner's semis as the 10 seed. We've got Shopify and Gentleman and Heybro and Red Crown NA, the 13 seed, coming up in the next couple of quarterfinals. Already though, Thunder, we kind of said it earlier on, 1 through 20 in this tournament. Anything can happen. Red Crown and now Abstract really proving that.
And it's proved as well in a lot of different areas of Rocket League by the fact that you see it's quite the rotating cast of teams that make it into the closed qualifiers for RLCS main events. And that's these teams. If this bubble area wasn't unpredictable, it would just be the same teams over and over again, and they'd always be winning the matchups that they needed to. But instead, here we are. All of a sudden, we've got an unexpected win, a couple of them, I think, on the day. And as we bring Chixa back into the fold as well here, you didn't get to cast the first deciding game of the day, but at the very least, you got to tune in.
Absolutely, and I kept screaming, Abstract is actually the 12th seed. They're even a little bit farther down than you guys initially anticipated. I just realized. Can you hear me?
Nope.
Probably not.
Welcome back,
still
Chicksa.
muted on Discord. So I think the audience could hear me, but you guys couldn't.
Yep.
But I said I was screaming because Abstract's actually the 12th seed, a little bit even farther down than you
Okay.
guys thought at 10th. So it was certainly a. Well, actually, you know what?
10th seed.
You
Ha!
know,
Trying to correct
we're
me.
Okay. So the sheet top two. Okay, you know what? They gotta put little numbers next to them because the row does not correspond with the seed. Right?
Oh, you're looking at the 12th line in the spreadsheet. I see what you did there.
Yeah. And
All
then-
good.
Okay.
All good.
You know what?
Continue.
Numbers.
Numbers.
Number them next time.
Math is
Anyways,
hard.
Yeah, it kind of is sometimes, you know, even though I'm an engineer. My brain's just fried. But, I mean, you were talking about friends taking G2 to Game 5 Thunder?
Yeah.
Like, that's the
Yep.
team that I expected to come out on the field. But it's not the team that I saw. Maybe underestimating Abstract a little bit here. But, I mean, Abstract played the better game. They had Mile and Junglies just duking it out for best solo plays, and that's what really made Abstract just a little bit over Friends.
Yeah, and to jump back in here, I think the difference is that's what separates the teams that really settle at the very top of any given scene, is that who's the team that takes G2 to game 4 every time rather than taking them to game 5 once. I think like that's the difference. Is it's mental, it's consistency, and it's that kind of thing where you're gonna see these teams rise to the surface every once in a while, and they'll poke their head out into that rarefied air at the top and be like, I'm here, and then just kind of get squashed back down by either those top teams or just the next team that wants their shot at that kind of top of the bubble location. So it's always going to be consistency, and we just saw that consistency kind of fall apart here for Friends.
Mile, by the way, still a top 20 global solo duo player. So we see our trivia question for this. What vehicle is exclusive to Xbox One users? I actually don't know this because I've never played this game on Xbox. We do have, in addition to Mile, a number of top 100 threes players here. Hearth, top 8 in the world in threes right now. That is that's what Shopify Rebellion is going to bring onto the field in our next matchup. That's Shopify up against Mex, and that's coming up in just a moment here. The 7-Eleven 8K Open.
Just when you thought our crispy classic chicken couldn't get any better.
We created the new barbecue bacon chicken sandwich, a crave-worthy sandwich made fresh in select stores daily. Chicken worth crossing the road for. Visit 711.ca to find a crispy classic chicken store near you.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven Gamer Lounge, where we bring together great snacks from 7-Eleven and epic gamers. Appealing to gamers of all ages, we have arcade cabinets as well as the newest consoles, so kids and the parents can get the games that they enjoy. Being a gamer takes a lot of energy, and the best way for you to refuel is with your favorite 7-Eleven snacks here in the Gamer Lounge. I know we're all sad that the 7-Eleven Gaming Lounge is over, but you can get your favorite food still by ordering it on the 7 Now app. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and stay gaming, gamers.
Welcome back to the 7-Eleven 8K Open. I'm Max. I'm in the middle now. I like it here. Don't forget to hit that exclamation point giveaway in the Twitch chat to find out all the stuff you can about how to win stuff. And check out our trivia. What is the exclusive to Xbox? It's the Armadillo, and that's what it looks like. What do you guys think? You think we see Mercs when somebody's using that? I would bet we see a Merc or an Octane if we've come up against an Xbox player. Chixa, Thunder, our next matchup, it's going to be just you guys. Shopify Rebellion versus Mechs, and this Mech squad is a serious team, Thunder.
Yep.
It's a weird one, though.
It's a weird one. It's a bit of a ragtag band of misfits. The name I recognized most from that squad is Knight, who played with Chronic and Two Piece on the random squad that I think made, if I'm not mistaken, the deepest RLCS run last split of any unsigned team, or like an open qualifier team, whatever you want to call them. They came not out of nowhere, if you're familiar with the scene, but they rose up, beat some teams in really unexpected situations. If I'm not mistaken, they may even have beaten NRG in group play in that tournament that I'm remembering. And Knight now moving to this Mechs squad with a couple of other players to go up against the #1 seed in the whole tournament. Chixa, Shopify Rebellion are, until someone proves us otherwise, they're the favorite to win this thing.
I mean, I will say though, Shopify did seem to struggle at times earlier in the day, so I don't know if I'm screaming confidence out of them just yet. I think they have a little bit more to prove on the table, and this is the first step to proving it with the Mechs. Certainly a ton of talent. If you're in the top 20, we said you already have a ton of talent, but you know, #1 and #8 seed, certainly they've made it this far, they've earned their spot this far. I think they're ready to play, and possibly we've heard some upsets today, maybe more upsets central to come.
I have no doubt we will see more, just based on the way things have gone. Oh, also Stealth, another very familiar name to those who are signed up regularly to those bubble level tournaments and heading into the sort of RLCS quals level of stuff. So this, yeah, and I actually got the intel from our fabulous friend Max as well that Random's 3-1'd NRG in the tournament that I was talking about. So Knight knows how to take down the favorite. I guess you could put it that way, but right now it's not going so well for them.
I mean, it's a way to start again for Shopify Rebellion. We were talking about how good Jordan is, how high Parth is rated, 8 on the 3v3 like leaderboards. That's insane. Like it blows my mind to think about how high people can really get in that MMR range. And you know, here they are, you know, playing against the likes of the Mechs, and they're also really 3 players that maybe are friends maybe don't play together that often, don't have that chemistry, but have gotten this far off of the skill that they possess, and that's some fantastic passing to start for the Max.
And Kuzi, I think of the three, is the unknown entity. I'm curious to watch how they play in this series and stack up against the likes of Shopify Rebellion here. Parth, not going to get the sidewall read. That's a great pass to Stealth. Pixel perfect, as it gave them all the opportunity they needed to get power, to get placement. Oh my goodness, that's the kind of pass you dream of. And Stealth slams that one home with authority.
What a way to tie up the game. We find that equalizer goal from the Max, and back to square one. The game goes. Knight looking to start some offense for this Max squad. It doesn't really happen. Back and forth pass, give and go to Parth in the air, and Knight is ready on this backboard. Knight control, looking to get it past Jordan. He does indeed do so. Memory slowly shadowing him, finds the 50, and Kuzi goes to the other end, patiently waiting for Parth's touches off the backboard. Block here for Kuzi, and this one will be cleared out, only to go back into that territory. Such back and forth play to start this game. It seems like both these teams are just feeling each other out.
Does feel that way a little bit. 2 minutes of Rocket League gone in this opening game between the two. We are in one of the latter of the upper quarterfinals here, and we're getting down to what will form our top four on the winner's side eventually. And things are getting tight between these teams. Obviously, we saw the first decider of the day in our last series. That went the way of Abstract, and now 1-1, very close as we hit the halfway mark of this game. And we haven't seen too much in the way of fireworks since those first couple of goals went in. It's gone back to the chess match between the teams as they try to find their openings.
Here again, looking to get a play through, but back the ball clear all the way out towards the opposite end of the field. Nobody has had any time to really set up a solid play. Even here, Stealth's touch way too far away from him, and Parth is able to send it right to Memory, waiting upfield, and he'll get bumped, so he doesn't have almost any time with the ball. Jordan trying to again get a pass through, and it is just touched out all the way across the other end of the field. Nobody has more than a single touch on this ball. Someone needs to control it, decide what they want to do, take hold of the field, and make a play.
It'll be that, or one of those single touches on the ball will be so good it'll just be a goal. Hey, wait, check it out. The thing that I was saying came true.
I missed it. What came true?
Oh, I was just saying, I thought we might see a single touch that just was going to end up being a goal, but
Okay. The single
I was
touch
wrong.
thing, I got
No,
you.
I was totally wrong,
okay.
because that was 2 touches in a
Okay.
row there by Shopify Rebellion. So I didn't end up being right on that one. It was, though, a nice pass off of the wall, and Shopify Rebellion have got themselves their lead back. And it seems like passing is going to be a key here. We've seen maybe all 3 goals in this game, at least 2 of them, come off the back of connections on passing plays, and it's going to take that, I think, to get past either of these defenses.
Kuzi looking to play off the sidewall, our black horse of this match. We really are unsure of his capabilities, but playing very solid on that sidewall. Get some solid 50s. Stealth 50 here, and Knight last back for the Mex. Will try to control it out of his half, but a huge 50 in contest coming from Memory. And back in their half, having to slowly take it out is Stealth. He'll control it towards the ground. Tries to bump out Jordan on this back wall, but just cannot do so. And he'll go the length of the field with this ball. It is just such a back and forth game, and the contest, Memory again challenging very early on, and that's 2 touches, and the ball still evades control. It's an interesting play style for both sides of the field. It's not something we're very used to, as shots rain again for Shopify Rebellion, and the Max, they make some pretty fantastic saves, but saves don't win you games, because with only 7 seconds remaining, they desperately need a goal to tie this game up.
They do. I think Shopify Rebellion were perfectly happy to just see the saves coming through there, because it meant They're on the offensive side of the field. They were where they wanted to be. They had the lead in the game. And even if it was just a 1-goal lead, hang on to it, keep playing offense, and close things down. That's a great Game 1 performance here from Shopify. But I think it's clear that this squad of mechs are going to hang in there in a big way in this series. They kept it close in Game 1. And either, well, this feels like one of those series turning points. Either Game 2 is going to be a blowout for Shopify, or we could get to see a decider. I see it going one of those two ways.
And you were right, Shopify, again, where they wanted to be on the offensive side of the field, they had a little bit more possession there, and they were able to burn clock time. You could see that in the shot count. 8-4, they had double the amount of shots. That's double the amount of opportunities, and ends up being double the goals. So, for 25%, not a bad shooting ratio for either side of the field. It's just, I'm very confused that they're not passing to one another as much as we're used to seeing. It's been a single touch here, a single touch there, and not really controlling that ball like they should be, and trying to put purpose behind it to somebody else.
And that may very well be a byproduct of adjusting to a lot of different styles of play in this tournament today. It takes quite a skill level of adjustment to be playing so many opponents. I think that's what's interesting about just the double elim large bracket style in general versus something like group play or other things where you'll see the same opponent multiple times here, is that, my goodness, you're adjusting to a whole heap of different styles of play, and in very quick fashion as well, because the series are short. When you have best of threes and you're playing them back to back to back to back, that's a lot of different opponents you're playing against in a relatively short span of time. And wow, memory, I really wanted to see that corner read go in. That would have been something special.
Again, Jordan off the corner, doesn't get the greatest touch. Knight, good control, but contested from behind, and who'll lose possession. Can't turn on it either. Memory quick to it, and Stealth puts it up in the air where Parth is already waiting to send it across. Doesn't find the contact on the flip reset, but Kuzi's at a boost, and maybe in trouble is the Mechs on the goal line. Good control here for Jordan. Gets it past one. The other one bumped, but Stealth, last one back in order to save it, does indeed do so. Knight, another save to add it on. Jordan, double save coming out of Knight. Stealth, 1v1 with Memory. Flick goes here, off the crossbar, down into his car and in. Stealth wins the 1v1, and that's a goal the Mechs need.
Ooh, I gotta say that Stealth technically missed that first flick, and that is one you actually have to hope you get a good crossbar bounce, because try as you might to be in the right range to read it, inevitably that comes down to how close the ball ends up to you. And Stealth, it's a combination of great skill on the flick and being very thankful that the ball ended up going more or less straight back at their car. 1-0 here for the Mechs squad, and they're putting those Mechs on display right now as Kuzi tried to get a flip reset near target. Knight, not so much, as they whiff off of that sidewall ball. But this is a bit of a momentum shift back the other way as Mechs find their shooting boots and get themselves down on the right end of the field every once in a while here.
Stealth doesn't find that 100 boost, and Knight luckily ends up with the ball right in front of him. Memory looking to take it off the ceiling. Here comes Kuzi instead to take over, and Stealth will help him follow it up the field. Jordan off the back wall. Jordan gets 50'd underneath. Knight almost 50'ing Parth as well. So much pressure coming out of the Mechs. They've amped up the speed. Knight shot here on target. Saved out by Jordan and cleared out not very far. Jordan finally gets this touch out, and Knight ready. Rotation solid for the Mechs, but they need to win those 50s. Shopify Rebellion looking to come in with some revenge, but unfortunately the ball bounces the post. They get away. Stealth, another huge flick, saved out by Memory. Such good pep in the step for the Mechs right now. They've been invigorated, but they need to stay careful. They can't have mistakes. Still over 2 minutes remain on the clock, and that's enough time for Shopify to score.
Ooh, it was almost right there. Very narrowly defended. And They've got a real chance here to tie this game up because they've caught the Mex squad multiple times. Very much on the back heel and being low on boost as well. Bit of a miss, or rather poor estimation on the play there from Jordan. Stealth comes back the other way. The dunk near net. Oh, the double tap off the back wall. What on earth did I just witness?
Stealth popping off yet again. He wins the 50. Still gets another touch off the bounce. That's just play. That's solid skill coming out of Stealth. He's now done that twice. Able to beat opponents, especially very adept opponents in Shopify Rebellion, and they've had a hard time scoring. 6 shots for Shopify, and they have yet to sink one in the back of the net. But the saves have been coming through, the pressure as well certainly coming through from the Mex. They needed a lot more pressure, and they're certainly winning the shot count front to start for this game.
So 2-zip here. A dunk attempt from Memory to try and close the gap with a minute of Rocket League left. We could see ourselves with a tied series going into Game 3 of this upper bracket quarterfinal. Getting into the latter stages of the bracket, at least on the upper side of things. I'm sure there's an absolute war going on the lower side between those teams still remaining down there. But right now it's all about Mex versus Shopify Rebellion with 38 seconds left. Comes Parth downfield. A dunk on their play. Jordan off the back wall with space to read it. Put it near target. Stealth with a big time save. And they're making plays on both ends of the field as we go into the final 30 seconds.
Jordan off the back wall. Good touch out. Knight can't find it. Memory looking to go upfield. Kuzi is there. Sends it over to Knight. Huge clear for Knight. Can Stealth finish it off? No! Parth is still back on rotation, but the time just may not be enough for Shopify. Jordan doesn't find this touch, doesn't find the dunk either. Rolling touch up in the air. Not enough time remains for 2 goals. The ball indeed touches the ground, and sending it to game number 3 is the Mex.
That was one heck of a game. I'm really excited for this Game 3 now in this series because we've seen brilliance from almost all parties on the field. Great shifts in momentum back and forth. It's everything you want from a Rocket League series so far. And in such a small format, too. It's just a best of 3, and we're getting so much action. I'm really, really excited. Take a look at the highlights here, too. I think this is the flick play from Stealth that you saw where they go over top and then very quickly get a half read, half fortunate bounce off the crossbar there. But I want to see that double tap from Stealth. I think it's right here, actually. Tap forward. Reads Memory's touch, and then a little bit of boost at the end there, and a nice recontrol of the car. It was the adjustment on the angle they had on the ball that made that double tap work, and that was a treat to watch.
Absolutely. You couldn't have said it better. It was certainly a pop-off game for Stealth in particular with both of those goals. He made the most of what he could do and his skill level to really maintain control of that ball. It's outstanding to watch. And, that's what the Mex needed. They needed a little bit of somebody to kind of pop off, carry out some confidence in this team. And now the Mex know they can defeat the likes of Shopify Rebellion. But can they repeat that is the big question for Game 3.
It is. It's the question posed of so many bubble and sort of entry pro level teams. All right, you did it once. Can you repeat it? Can you keep this going week in and week out and make it a consistent performance? We shall see here as we get into gameplay for Game 3 of this hotly contested winter quarterfinal. It's Shopify, I think, first on the attack. That's a very dangerous ball that heads down in front of the net. Jordan didn't have the boost to close the gap, but Shopify still on attack here as Parth looks for the double tap. That's going to be it. Finishing touch from Jordan, who waited, circled like a shark, and finally got that extra strike they needed.
Quick and early opportunity for Shopify Rebellion, but they had a quiet game last game, weren't able to score a goal, and right out of the bat, they score one very quickly. That's the confidence, that's the momentum back in the hands of Shopify Rebellion. This could be the domino effect for them. If one falls, can multiple fall? They need more than just one goal to give me that confidence back in them for myself. But I think it certainly is a good step in the right direction for them.
That it is, and early in the game too. So I mean, that kind of benefits both teams a little bit. Shifts the momentum back to Shopify's side of things, but a lot of time to work with here for Mex if they want to keep their chances alive in this series. Here on the side wall, that's a touchdown field. Memory removed from the play. They're not going to have an impact on that one. And look, another flick from Stealth. They've been using those. They try yet another. Again on the play, they've been using them to great effect in this series so far. And why not when you're given the space to launch one every once in a while downfield?
Stealth launching this one downfield, but to the hands of the enemy, and Memory plays one. Last is Knight. Good contest here, but off the sidewall, many players up, and Kuzi able to send it towards the corner. Shot here for Parth, just off target. Memory looking to finish, also off target on the other end, but this one may just trickle out since it's staying on the side of the Mex. They need a good clear. They need some boost in the tank as well, and Knight just may be able to do that. Solid 50. Kuzi, same 50, stays in midfield. Presence, Stealth, boost. Underneath, wins the 50. Knight to take over. Knight looking off the corner. Good touchdown. Almost finds itself on target. Dangerous in front of net. Shot by Kuzi. Saved out again by Parth. And barely, Shopify Rebellion has been holding on their defensive side.
Nice save, Parth. You don't get to 8th in the world on the 3v3 leaderboard without making a few saves like that one we just saw. Memory here trying to get the pre-flip dunk on that play off the back wall, as a little bit of defense required here for the side of Mex. They might be running low on boost, at least for a couple of them. Thankfully, Knight had some in the tank to get that ball cleared for a moment. Kuzi now on the side wall. Half a tank of boost. A flip in hand. Opts to fake it down low instead as Stealth pops it over what might be the last defender, but Jordan comes through in the nick of time and is ready to transition all the way down the other way with a dunk on target. 2-goal swing for Jordan. That is a massive play to get the insurance goal.
Every team needs its difference maker, and Jordan making the difference for Shopify Rebellion this game. Both goals are in his favor, and it seems like that is what changes between these two teams. One person in particular steps up to the moment and makes the most of it. So it's outstanding. It's good. It's fantastic that they're able to switch off so easily because they have so much skill.
This is turning into the series of the tournament so far. At least I think, and I think it's deserving of that title, not least of which because this is a Mex team that is an underdog technically in this matchup. But if you look at the players that are on the field, you'd hesitate to call them a huge underdog because there's a lot of experience in North American Rocket League between those three players in blue. They've got some work to do though. There's a minute and a half to be played here. They're still down 2. And they got to find a chance early if they want a good look at a comeback.
Comeback comes in the hands of someone like Stealth, who's been popping off, but someone else other than him maybe to have a game. Stealth pop-off moment on the defensive side of the field. Defo was 99% on the board and still finds its way out. Stealth trying to send it across the field. Somebody looking to make a shot for the Mex, but seems like still not on target. Memory upfield to Parth. Parth is ready, finds the shot, and that may just be the nail in the coffin for Shopify.
Yeah, I would say so. And you can see here the cracks starting to show in the rotation of Mex because they're committing a lot to try and mount this comeback. They don't have a lot of time to do it. They don't really have a choice. But eventually it's going to go one of two ways. You'll generate a miraculous chance and get yourself close, or you're going to leave a space in one place or another in the rotation. And that's what we saw there with the easy tap in for the side of Shopify Rebellion. I would say that seals it for them as they burn more time off of the clock here. Even if we see 1 or 2 goals, I don't think we're going to see all 3 here from the likes of Mex, and it's going to see Shopify Rebellion cement their 1 seed status by heading just that 1 round farther onto the winner's side of the bracket.
Absolutely. Jordan just playing time with the control, the clock in favor of Shopify, almost adding another one with the help there, but that's game. That's it. Shopify indeed moves on and down to the lower bracket goes the Max.
Down to the lower bracket rugby scrum, whatever is going on down there. I'm sure it's a pretty wild ride. We're going to get a brief slice of that, I think, in just one match's time. But in between that, Max, we've got one more winners quarterfinal to go.
Yeah, we got Haybro versus Red Crown NA. The winner of that playing Shopify now, who looked phenomenal in that one, you guys. You finally, Chicksa, finally got your game 3, but, you know, outside of a few moments in that game 2, really felt like Shopify starting to come into their own in this one. And you talk about the lower bracket, Thunder. I believe we're on a collision course for St. Clair Green versus St. Clair Gold. A classic gaming stadium tournament matchup.
Yeah.
As we see the highlights from this one, that save by stealth. I had to check that my mic was muted because I made a crazy noise, and I was hopefully didn't make that noise in your guys' ear. I couldn't tell from the reaction.
I didn't hear anything, but maybe
That's
maybe
good.
production got a clip of it, and I can make it my text tone or something like that because it sounds like it was pretty intense. But no, we heard nothing of it. I will say though, I was making a pretty ridiculous face when that play was happening as well because I hesitate to even call it a save. Like, what do you call that? It was a save, 2 saves, like just a whole defensive situation going on there, and somehow the ball didn't go in.
Red Crown NA versus Haybro coming up. Wes and Vexy. Chicksa, we really saw them pop off when we last saw them on stream.
I'm really excited, and hey bro, we haven't seen yet. That's the likes of Forky and Eris as well as one other, so certainly an exciting matchup we have next up.
That is the Eris that Thunder meant. We want to see a tournament 2v3. Highest rank in Rocket League. What is it, you guys? A, B, C, or D? There are not 2 Bs in this one. So we know that. Before we go to break, real quick, 7-Eleven is offering a huge discount on all 7 Now deliveries over $11. Get $7 off your $11 or more order when you enter the code 711RL after you download the 7 Now app. $7 off orders over $11. Nice little symmetry there. This is the 7-Eleven 8K Open. Back in just a moment with Red Crown NA and Hey Bro.
Just when you thought our crispy classic chicken couldn't get any better.
We created the new barbecue bacon chicken sandwich, a crave-worthy sandwich made fresh in select stores daily. Chicken worth crossing the road for. Visit 711.ca to find a crispy classic chicken store near you.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven Gamer Lounge, where we bring together great snacks from 7-Eleven and epic gamers. Appealing to gamers of all ages, we have arcade cabinets as well as the newest consoles, so kids and their parents can get the games that they enjoy. Being a gamer takes a lot of energy, and the best way for you to refuel is with your favorite 7-Eleven snacks here in the Gamer Lounge. I know we're all sad that the 7-Eleven Gaming Lounge is over, but you can get your favorite food still by ordering it on the 7NOW app. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and stay gaming, gamers.
Welcome back, Rocket League fans, to the 7-Eleven 8K Open. I'm Max. Thunder and Chixa are with me, and we got an $8,000 prize pool. That's what 8K means. And in addition to that, the top placing Canadian team will represent Canada at the first ever Commonwealth Esports Championships this August in the UK, in the highest rank in Rocket League. Ding, ding, ding is Supersonic Legend. It used to be. Didn't used to be. I grinded so hard for that Grand Champ because it's the highest level in Rocket League, and then like the season after I got it, it was no longer the highest level in Rocket League. Thunder and Chixa, I mean, you guys, I'll throw this to both of you. Chixa, go first. Red Crown NA, we saw take down, who was it? I'm blanking on it now. Taking down Sixlit in the upper bracket in an upset, the 13th seed, the highest ranking, the highest seeded team left on the winner's side of this bracket. I mean, they looked really good in that match too.
Absolutely. They showed a ton of team chemistry, a ton of popping off moments. I mean, you know, Wes, he did such a good job of setting up Vexy, and that was like their strategy. Vexy had like the most incredible moments on the field, and I think it was an outstanding game for Red Crown. Certainly the dark horse, the underrated team in this tournament thus far, and they're going against a team we have yet to see in Hey Bro, and you know, a familiar face in Forky. I know a lot of people love him or hate him, but I think Forky's pretty cool nonetheless. Forky, Eris, and Luke Leaks,
and Luke,
something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting to see them for the first time with, you know, some pretty familiar names, of course, that we know.
And Thunder, that's the Eris you meant to mention earlier.
It is. Finally, after all this time, because I think Hey Bro, a top team that we've waited the longest to see on stream.
For sure.
But we are actually getting a crack at seeing this team now. This is the Eris that 2v3 won a TGS tournament with the likes of Percy as well, who is also very much no slouch. They're playing for XSET currently. But Forky, Eris, and Luke here are giving us our first taste of this team on stream, and I'm excited to tune in.
I don't think I've ever casted a game that Forky played in, so this will be a new one for me. I've watched a lot of Forky gameplay though, in general. We're not quite there. We'll hold my prediction requests for tomorrow once we've seen all these teams. I do believe though, and Jordan, our production people can confirm or deny in my ear. I believe that St. Clair Saints Gold still in the pole position for that #1 Canadian team to represent the squad at the Commonwealth. Confirmation received. Chixa, we are underway. Game 1. Hey bro, up against Red Crown, and it's Eris. That's Slurpee decal. See, looking clean. I stand by it. It's a good decal. Everybody in it. Forky's in it as well.
I mean, Forky looks real jazzy. I think it fits his personality in particular. Can we get a Forky moment to start? Pops it over. Does not get the follow-up as well. And I mean, actually, the entire team, some of them are rooting the entire 7-Eleven set. That's pretty incredible. Opportunity here for Luke. He'll definitely wait on that one. Ables to have the patience to finish off that. And hey, bro, finds first goal.
Vexy could have had a touch there. Would have, had the speed to beat Luke to the ball there, but I mean, as you mentioned, I don't know if you can beat the full 7-Eleven loadout squad that Hebro is. A brand and partnerships director's dream, this squad. As Forky puts it off into the corner. Vexy looking to set up Gavilon, but Forky is there quickly. Forky, quick player. Quick and mechanically gifted player. I think what's stopped Forky in his various pushes, try to kind of make it to that cemented RLCS pro level. It's not the mechanics, it's not the speed, it's just sometimes the positioning, the decision making can be just a little aggressive. Just a little aggressive as a player as Luke backflips into that one. Eris needs to make a touch to get it away from their net. There's Forky quickly to that one, drops it. Luke over one. Luke can get another touch. Forky will just touch it in. What a play by Forky. Never mind what I said about his positioning. Right place, perfect time.
I was just going to say, you knock the kid on positioning, and there he is positioned to get the most beautiful doink on that play across. Fantastic job for Heybro to start, in particular, Forky and Eris and Luke and all of them working together really flawlessly to get those passing plays going. They're looking like a very speedy team, a mechanical team, and they keep noticing each other in the center field. You see those passes down right onto each other's cars. They're very accurate touches, and they're particular to someone. It's good practice, it's good prep, and it's the passing that I like to see that's been missing from some of the other teams today.
Eris, the dead stall 50-50. Forky's there to clean it up. Up quickly for his own touch. Can he get the third touch? He does, but can't find the net. This has been a dominant opening 2 minutes for Heybro. Remember, Heybro, the 5 seed here. 13 seed, Red Crown. Eris gets the control out of the 50 and the boost. Solo playing it into the box, but Gavilon is there. Ball in front. Forky looking for the pass. I didn't see that coming. That looked like a shot opportunity when he jumped. Turned it into a pass.
Certainly unpredictable is this Heybro team. I think that's probably their biggest blessing and curse. Hard to read each other on the field, but as well hard for the other team to read you. They're really quick to this ball, and they actually find it again on the Red Crown side. Gavilon tries the best he can to send it across. Sends it to nobody, since in fact Wes demoed on that play and cannot make a touch. Wes, though, will be back to booming across field to an open net. Can someone get there in time? Eris indeed does. Sends it out to the corner and back the other way. The ball will go. Open opportunity and a missed one as well for Red Crown.
Wes now the air dribble for Vexy, and that save that Eris made. There's a step up in competition from the last round for Red Crown, and sometimes you gotta go sell out to secure your own goal, even if it looks like it's gonna go in, as Luke's shot is saved by Gavilon. No boost at all for the defenders here, and that'll do it. Eris makes it 3-0 as Red Crown was just absolutely starved.
Demos.
And it was West. West got a little far upfield there as well, given his team's boost situation.
Yeah, it's at the point in the game where there's less than a minute and a half remaining. You're down by 2 goals, now 3. You're trying to push to find that goal, something to start off the play, anything to give yourself team confidence, momentum, whatever it is on the field. And now it's stalling. And the mistakes come out because you can't force your team into something that puts you in dire straits.
Oh, what a save.
How did he make that save?
Forky falling down off the backboard keeps the clean sheet intact. And that'll do it there as Vexy puts it away. 3-1 the score, but I wish the goal had come sooner because I wanted to see a replay on that Forky save. Missed the touch, recovered off the backboard to make the save, just to give up the goal and get chomped up by that goal explosion. 3-1 with 53 seconds to go. Doable. Improbable, but doable here for Red Crown. They're going to need to get ball control first. Eris just bang it down the field, looking for bumps. Forky is there, but cleared away quickly by Wes. Whiff. Vexy. For a pass, West not far enough upfield though. Forky's up quick, demoed for his troubles, but the touch was all he needed because look at Eris with the control. That's another 10 seconds bled off the clock. Forky will get another challenge. They're just challenging every ball so effectively as Hebro. They're there for every play. Luke, the late flip into it, gets the finish, and it's 4-1.
Hebro
do it here in game 1.
Hebro just isn't afraid to be aggressive, get offensive, get in your face, be mean, bully you, demo you, bump you, and that's the advantage they have. Passive is Red Crown right now. They're not playing to their full potential because they're letting Hebro push them around, and that's going to be the end of the game. And, you know, just doing better on the field is the Hebro squad. They managed to make so many fantastic goals, keep the assists going, the saves as well. 3 from Forky, actually earning himself a savior medal, 2 from Eris. That's 5 over the total. Quick math, 8 shots coming from Red Crown. So, ton of work on both sides of the field for Hebro.
Red Crown won the shooting battle 8-7 in that one, but like Thunder said earlier in the day, that does not always indicate who controlled the flow of play because, as you mentioned, the pure aggression out of Hebro really carrying the day in that game 1. The shooting opportunities were better shooting opportunities, and one thing you can say for sure about a team with Forky on it, whether you queue into them in ranked or you come across them in a tournament, they're going to be aggressive because Forky is an aggressive player, and that played out there in game 1. Just pure aggression. Red Crown looking a little deer in the headlightsy in that first game.
Yeah, Vexy, certainly a quiet game for him. We've seen him have moments where he really shines and helps his team, especially with Wes in hand as well. But it didn't really pan out this game. They don't have much time to adjust. As always, it's still a best of 3. So they need to be quick. They need to figure it out because this game too, and if they can't score against this very aggressive Hebro team, they're going to go down to lowers.
Kickoff gets us started, and it's Vexy. Little heavy on the touch. There's Eris right off the bat with the challenge. Forky's up there stealing boost. Luke looking to start the air dribble. Can he go under? Yes, he can. Luke fakes out the final defender. It's 1-0, 19 seconds in.
Still such good control, positioning. Vexy jumping him early, not expecting such fantastic control. That ball was stuck to Luke's car like glue. It stayed there, it was on it, and they get the goal to start off again. First blood for Hebro, and the confidence surely is still in their favor.
The big bump there for Forky to clear Gavilon away so that the only defender Luke had to worry about was that final defender in Vexy. Most players at this level can beat one player when they have that kind of ball control. It's beating 2 at a time. It's Forky up off his own backboard. Looking for a psycho there? I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him. ball. The double tap off the ground, off the crossbar, and in for Eris. That hit about as much as the field as you'd expect any kind of ceiling. I didn't even touch that. What a shot by Eris.
Where was the challenge? Gavilan instead goes for the backboard read instead of the challenge play. I think he could have read that a little bit better. That's a missed touch, and because of it, Eris has the opportunity to make that play. Eris going underneath Gavilan and mid-air, and Red Crown is struggling right now with Hebro. It seems like they're in a lot of panic. They're not in control. They're bumping one another on the skyline, and here Luke is almost scoring the most insane read I've ever seen.
We talk a lot, you know, especially in our collegiate tournaments where you've got teams like St. Clair up against, you know, university level teams that aren't like funded the way St. Clair is, about, you know, sometimes you're just in a lobby that's moving much faster than you want to be playing this game. And that's what it looks like to me from Red Crown. They're on low boost. They're making kind of awkward touches. They're making touches that are too heavy for, I think, what they want to be doing. Because this lobby is just faster than they're used to playing. As Eris gets another free flip, and Luke will slot it in. He'll just put it away. It's 3-0, but Eris did much of the work. Look at the free flip. Nailed it.
I think it's interesting that you mentioned that too. I feel like Red Crown's playstyle matched up so much better against Sixlet. But now, matched up against the style of Hebro, definitely a little bit more of an unconventional style with the way that they play. They're having a difficult time because of the mechanics, the sheer mechanics out of everyone on that side of the field, the aggression, like we like to say. Not every team likes to play so much bumps plays. Like Forky, he was on the ceiling. He just came down from. Just the confidence that you see out of this team, everything like that. It's not something you experience often, and Red Crown just doesn't know how to handle it.
Eris, great touch off his backboard looking for Luke. And now Wes has a chance. Eris quickly clears it away. Eris has just been mopping up on defense, getting touches before they become shooting opportunities. Just doing away with the offensive pressure, but Wes puts it on off the crossbar. What a save by Eris! Had to put it down off his own crossbar. That's really the only option he had on that one.
It's, you know, a risky option, but very worthwhile. Keeps the scoreline 3-0 in favor of Hebro. And finally, Gavilan will get one in for Red Crown. Unsure how that really folded down. Just seemed to be a, you know, a
touch.
Own goal corner read. You know what? It happens. Happens.
That's a top 5 own goal of all time. That's an incredible angle. Imagine hitting that on your own net. What a clip that would be. What a play. What a touch. Love to see it. This one. Eris waiting on the backboard. Look at how comfortable Chinksy. Look how comfortable Hebro looks in this matchup. They're pre-jumping. Forky's flying up to the ceiling, but they've gotta tighten up a little bit here as Gavilan makes it 3-2. They were feeling like they were playing like they were in free play for a moment there. They quickly give up 2.
You know, that's sometimes what overconfidence can give you. You can't give up or essentially let back in a series, especially with the teams and the level of play we have in this tournament. So now, maybe feeling a little overzealous was Hebro, and now within 1 goal is this game, and all of a sudden Red Crown has an open opportunity. They're running, they're chasing, Forky finds this save, and Red Crown very much still in this game.
That was a prime scoring opportunity. Vexy's shot was good, but the save was even better as Wes, he'll just put this off the backboard. The miss by Eris, but Luke is there to clean it up. First time we've really seen Eris misplay on the defensive end, but the shot, Wes, saved by Eris again. Ball dropped down. Vexy couldn't put it on target. That means Luke will clear it away as the demo creates some space on the defensive end for Hebro. Forky demoed on the backboard. Luke is there as backup, though, just low boost. Control, really, for the first time in this series from Red Crown. Eris got the reset, gets the pre-flip, and the touch is good. It's in 4-2. Hebro might have put the dagger in there.
Oh, it's such flawless control. It's so gorgeous between the flip reset and that follow-up. Eris, I mean, pure perfection on that play. It opens up opportunity. It gives a buffer to Hey Bro. That's the buffer they exactly needed with 30 seconds left. Red Crown, they had 2 back-to-back goals, but since then, it's been a little more stalled. I mean, we've seen 0-second theatrics before, but now 0-second theatrics isn't possible. They need 2 goals quick, and that's just not the way to do it, especially on your own half. 10 seconds, all that remains on the clock soon to fall through. Eris keeps it up. Forky keeps it in, but 0 seconds, 2 goals, not possible. Hey, bro, moving on.
A dominant 2 games, even though that one was close and it ended up 3-2. It felt a little bit like, hey, bro, we're playing with their food, Thunder, as we bring Thunder back in. I mean, you know, between Luke and Forky, another level of play here that I think only really the Shopify have played at. Like these are RLCS, RLRS level players, like established ones.
That was that really was something else. No team in the bracket has played like that today. Please, for the love of all that is human, let me see that jump off the ball reset from Eris again in this replay package. I'm going to talk about it regardless, even if we don't get to see it. But I don't know if how many people will have caught what happened there. But Eris used a jump immediately, but there's a style of reset that you can get where you jump off of the ball but retain your flip. So Eris, that's how they got so far away from the ball so quickly and still had a flip to use later, and they just rifled the shot straight into the net. I was mouth agape, I can tell you, watching that play, because it's just not something you get to see very often. I don't know that we'll get to see the replay here. It's just other Eris ridiculous clips that we're getting to see, and wow, yeah, we really haven't seen a team play that confidently all day. That was ridiculous.
And a heck of a series, Chixa, from Eris. I mean, we talked about on the defensive end, these goals at the end, these goals in that closer second game, though, either set up or scored by Eris. You know, probably the 3rd most well-known player on that team, but looking like the best player on that team today.
It really was just an outstanding game from
There
Hey
it is,
Bro.
Thunder.
Oh,
Look at it.
yes.
In slow-mo.
Yes, the slow-mo is so good there. Sorry to interject, but I'm so glad we got to see that again.
Yeah, you're okay. I was expecting to put that in like rewind. It's so good.
Let's see it again.
We get to see it again.
Oh, what a good boost for it, too. I don't love this boost, but it looks so good in replays. The pre-flip after the flip reset to put this series away. Eris, who was doing yeoman's work on defense, too. Like, never mind these goals we're seeing in the highlight package. There was a lot of really solid defensive plays that aren't highlights because they're just kind of cleanup efforts in the midfield before it becomes a problem for Hey Bro. I mean, all that matters is how you're doing on the day, and I believe these teams that are winning in the corners, these top 4 teams, done for the day. So we're going to move into the lower bracket of this one. That's coming up in just a moment. Before we get there, though, just a reminder. Well, before we get to my reminder, which car has the worst hitboxes? This is an opinion.
That's not trivia.
This is an opinion. Also, 2 of them are Octane hitboxes. 3 of them are Octane hitboxes. So
Scarabus, Twinser.
All 4.
is
all
the
4 of
Marauder
those.
also an Octane hitbox?
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure.
The Octane catching some strays here in the trivia. Which is the worst hitbox? These 4 Octane hitboxes. All right, before we take a quick break, just a reminder to download the 7 Now app. Make an order for a delivery over $7. Use the code 711RL. You'll get $7 off your order of over $7. Because this is the Gaming Stadium's 7-Eleven 8K Open. We'll be back in just a moment.
Just when you thought our crispy classic chicken couldn't get any better.
We created the new barbecue bacon chicken sandwich, a crave-worthy sandwich made fresh in select stores daily. Chicken worth crossing the road for. Visit 711.ca to find a crispy classic chicken store near you.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven Gamer Lounge, where we bring together great snacks from 7-Eleven and epic gamers. Appealing to gamers of all ages, we have arcade cabinets as well as the newest consoles, so kids and the parents can get the games that they enjoy. Being a gamer takes a lot of energy, and the best way for you to refuel is with your favorite 7-Eleven snacks here in the Gamer Lounge. I know we're all sad that the 7-Eleven Gaming Lounge is over, but you can get your favorite food still by ordering it on the 7 Now app. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and stay gaming, gamers.
Welcome back to the 7-Eleven 8K Open. I'm Max. With me is Thunder. We are getting our first lower bracket action of the day. Our final match of the day, Thunder St. Clair Saints Gold up against, well, I had it in my brain a second ago, up against Red Crown, who we just saw losing to Hey Bro. But, I mean, Thunder, the St. Clair team, I think might have already clinched that Commonwealth Games spot. I don't quote me on it. They've now made it further than St. Clair Green has. So unless like Bomb Squad or Inferno are secretly all Canadian squads, then the St. Clair Gold has that locked up, Thunder. Even though they dropped their first series in the history of a gaming stadium tournament.
Max, it's Slurpee, Lightbulb, Antifreeze. Here's your order, nacho cheese.
You got it.
I don't. That was like a complete non sequitur, but you were kind of
I was thinking
stream. You were wondering
started.
What was that? What do they say again? And hey, I'll be the first to admit I can rip those lyrics off anytime you want. So that's what they say in the famous advertisement. And yeah, St. Clair may very well have clinched this thing. I think we should leave it to a big fancy super special announcement because, I mean, hey, they're going to an international land for the Commonwealth Esports Championships. That's a huge deal, if they are the ones. But right now, they're more so worried about the prize pool that sits in front of them, and standing in their way is Red Crown NA on the lower side of the bracket. One of these teams is going home.
Comp J, Spoods, Gavilon, West, Vexy, those are the 6 players that will decide this. Our first elimination match of the day. Gavilon, the 20XX all of a sudden. Love to see it. Vexy in the French Fennec. Wes in the Tryhard Octane. Love it. We got some Tryhard loadouts here on the side of Red Crown NA. Gavilon off the backboard. We are underway in game 1. Thunder. We've seen both these teams. You and I have a lot of experience with St. Clair as Vexy will put that shot on, and you might actually see on stream at least St. Clair Gold really pushed on the defensive end where they can shine when they need to.
Could be. And I think early here, the pace is slowly developing, piece by piece. These teams have both played a lot of Rocket League today, so I highly doubt we're going to get as slow a start as you might normally see early in an open bracket. And the two are both clearly ready to play. It's interesting, though, to me, the difference in journeys that these two teams have had, because Red Crown just lost their spot on the winner's side, whereas St. Clair were sent there far earlier. So it's two different stories for how they arrived here, but anyway you slice it, one of them's going to be gone in no more than 15 minutes time.
Winner of this one will find themselves playing tomorrow in the top 8, I believe.
Oh.
This one crossed for Jay. The shot can't find the target, and Comp does. Off the defender's dome piece, right into the net. Just under a minute and a half in, it's a 1-0 lead for St. Clair.
Even Jay was unsure of that one. I think they may have been in position to just dive straight in and shoot it, but they wanted to wait to see if Spoods got that touch. It was a dicey one. I'll give them that. Thankfully, Comp, though, there to slam that one home, despite whoever wanted to try to be in the way of that one. An early lead here for St. Clair, playing against Red Crown NA, who we've seen play upset already today. And I would say they may be looking to do that again here, down a goal. And in their defensive end, oh, what a leave from Comp! I think that fake was 100% calculated and almost worked to perfection.
I think it was calmed because that's a perfect fake as Jay. What, talk about perfect. That is perfect placement on the shot. Let's just watch. Everybody just watch this. Look at Jay.
Just look at it.
Oh, what an inspiration. Right in the top left corner, and it's 2-0. But before that, that jump from Comp forced 2 defenders for Red Crown to stay down and anticipate the shot, which meant an opening for Spoods to just put that shot on his Comp. Comp is feeling himself in this one, Thunder.
Yes, indeed. The recovery, thought for a moment to turn away. You could see in the car, they just went to go backfield, and then Jay says, no, stay there. I got something for you. That is a sweet passing play to make it 3-0. It's a flurry of goals from St. Clair to really make a statement in this opening game. More from Comp, perhaps? No, not this time. There's a backboard defender ready for that one.
Jay. Infield pass. Right back to Jay, who beats another defender, and Wes is there to clean it up. Wes has been quiet in these last 2 rounds after a phenomenal series. Their upset win earlier on against 6-Lit. Comp challenged by Gavilan. Wes can't get a touch on that. Sends Vexy all the way back into his defensive zone. He's able to beat one. It's out to Gavilan, who wants the double. Doesn't matter. Comp is there. And St. Clair, when forced to, do such a good job of keeping their back.
They do, and it's funny. There's so many comparisons you can draw between hockey and Rocket League. I think those two share the biggest resemblance of any of the major traditional sports. What a save there from Spoods. And I think another one is the idea of not every play needing to be perfect and needing to be a goal, but more so amounting to a volume of offense that will eventually break things down. Not all of the plays that are being put forth, the double tap attempts and all of that kind of stuff, they're very low percentage plays, but they do accumulate into something that's greater than each individual play. And it's a sign of a great team to be able to keep chipping away like that, not ever committing all of your resources, but constantly pouring on little chances here and there to make your odds as good as they can be that you'll win the game.
In hockey, it's about keeping an opponent's line out there long enough that they get gassed and you can get an opportunity. I mean, the analog in Rocket League is the same thing, but with boost. It's just keeping control of the ball for long enough that, in keeping it up in the air and making the opponents use boost, stealing their boost until they've got really no energy left, no resources left. To keep the metaphor going, under a minute of left to play here in Game 1. St. Clair all but clinching this one. Just this first game, though, as Wes will drop it down. Vexy's there for the shot. Vexy, what a save by Jay! Oh, dropping down off the backboard and popping it into his crossbar. Don't ask me how the physics work there, they just do.
Wow. Okay. Yep. Okay. Not sure I have much more to contribute there beside the fact that Red Crown are going to clearly have to work very, very hard to be scoring in this series. I think they're already feeling a little bit hard done by how that previous series went, and it must feel really not great to chain that straight into being shut out in your opening game and see defensive plays like that come from St. Clair.
Gavilan gets bumped off of the second touch, and the pass will hit the ground. 3-0. St. Clair takes the 1-0 lead on the series. And Thunder, we've talked about this often when we've watched St. Clair play. You know, when they're going, they really have a lot of control. But in series where they don't, in series where they're forced into playing defense, they are an incredible, desperation defense team, as we saw with saves out of Jay and Spoods in that late in that game. They don't get forced into it very often, but when they need to, this Saints team is really, really good at just kind of scrambling on defense.
They really are. And the scramble it's not a sustainable style of defense. So usually it's going to be a one-off or maybe 2 saves that will come through like that. Because if any more than that, and you're pretty much out of it at that point. Too many players are having to recover too much to keep making follow-up saves. And that's what you saw there. Again, it was Jay just making one ridiculous save to keep the ball out of the net. And the other thing is, if the team thinks they have a goal going in, the players will even peel. They'll hit a shot that they think is good enough for a net. And if they don't expect it to be kept out, they'll continue rotating as though it's just going to be a goal. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, wait, we should have stuck around and actually put that in the net. So when you have goal line defense like that, every once in a while, it literally surprises the other team so much that it helps you.
Red Crown NA on their final life of the tournament. Match point and tournament point for Red Crown NA. They got to get a win here or they are out on day 1. Spoods looking for the infield pass, but the demo says nope. Small drip down off of that joint. Red Crown coming out already much more aggressive on the ball. Can they maintain the speed they'll need to play this way the entire game? That's the question. We saw Hebro really outpace them in the previous game. St. Clair capable of playing at that kind of breakneck speed as well. Here's Spoods. Up and over. Dropping down. Spoods the pre-flip. That's a great pass for Jay.
Wow.
What a touch by Spoods.
Ooh, okay, yep, put that under the question mark highlight folder.
Wow.
That is just a ludicrous pre-flip touch. Hey, why doesn't that work when I swear, I go for touches like that. In my games, I feel like the whole thing is going to work out great, and I never get a piece of the ball. Spoods got everything they wanted out of that one, but unfortunately, they've left a little bit of hole in the backline off kickoff here, as Jay really did not think that ball was going to hit off the ceiling as hard as it did.
Well, yeah, I don't think he was respecting Gavilan's speed there either. Just regardless of how the ball hit off the ceiling, Gavilan was beating him to that ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing in a Rocket League lobby. You got to sometimes you have to make a couple of certain types of plays to make the other team just respect you enough to give you the space to do other things. And at least in Gavilan's case, earning the speed respect, I think, Jay, on that play.
Absolutely. I think, and with a tied game here, it was pretty comfortable for St. Clair in game one, but now things are getting a little more hotly contested. Space being afforded here to Gavilan to go for a solo play for a moment. Comp does well to dive in on that play and stamp it out. Still tied as pass plays. Try to coalesce here. Oh, big demo. The shot's not on target, though. Rebound, red. Yes, there's the recovery. Jay thanking their lucky stars. They were able to finally put that one in.
Well, that's where the demo truly comes into play, because he had all the time in the world. That was, probably a full 4 seconds from demo to goal, where Jay had 2 shots at it before anybody was back for Red Crown. It's 2-1. 91 seconds into this one. Red Crown very much in it, though. Tough touch for Vexy. He'll need probably 2 more to get it clear. Only gets 1. Wes is there to back him up. Wes rips it off the corner. Cleared away easily by Jay. Pop it up. A touch right to St. Clair. You can't let St. Clair have that much kind of control over the pitch. That first touch has to be softer, more controlled for Red Crown if they want to take this game back. Bump in front means no shot for Red Crown. Midfield play here. Spoods is doing a great job, Thunder, in this game, following his touches, just being annoying.
Absolutely. I think at times all 3 players on the St. Clair squad have that in spades. And there's Spoods again. Right place, right time. Gets the touch on this play. Jay, this time, is the one to get the sneaky little touch to throw off what the defense are trying to do there. And Jay and Spoods kind of just trading back and forth here on being the instigator for their offensive plays. Halfway mark. 2-goal lead. As St. Clair, now they're back in their comfort zone after the beginning of the game looked a little bit less comfortable. But that demo is going to return it to just a 1-goal margin here. The physical retaliation comes through here for Red Crown.
Great play by Gavilan, following through on his kickoff just to demo the goalie. If you can make that happen, and your teammate's there to clear up whatever touch the goalie makes, that's a goal. That's like a modified Spanish kickoff. Gavilan wins another kickoff. His team down just 1, and Comp passing. Jay could have another one. Back to Comp, who will center it. Spoods wisely peeling away as the 3rd man there. Wes wanted to set up a flick. The first touch was lacking. It doesn't matter, though, as it just pops out to Gavilan, and it's 3-3.
Bang! Bounce off the corner. Not great. I think Spoods wanted the bottom curve there. They got a big old chunk of flat wall, and Gavilan absolutely punishes that mistake on defense to tie the game up. 2 minutes here to go in what is a very interesting game 2. Couldn't be more different from game 1 as far as I'm concerned. And St. Clair are now in a position where they need to regain the lead that they have held on to for long stretches of this series. Jay with a late flip gets a little extra on that hitbox at the end of the flip animation, but it doesn't amount to a very good pass. Comp here, double tap attempt, nicely touched away by Wes, who is, I will say, pretty low on boost. As maybe a lot of this squad. Jay comes in for the shot off the Spoods back wall play. Comp with another tester near net as Gavilon is forced to make a save. And this is all 3 players in turn for Red Crown having to make defensive plays just to keep the Saints out.
Vexy's got to get a touch, and he did get it just enough to keep Comp from having a scoring opportunity. Jay looking for the changed his mind. He was looking for a bump by the end of that. Jay plays this game with so much, I don't even know, like joie de vivre.
Yep.
Like, you can just tell Jay is just having the time of his life sometimes in these games. It's like an improv jazz player. Like, he just goes for stuff. So sometimes he changes his mind halfway through. He's so good at finding a way of making it work. Comp puts this high, gets it nearly over. Gavilon, Jay is up quick, but Vexy is quicker. Settle into a tied game, Thunder. 30 seconds to go.
You know, I don't know. I can't remember if I've made this comparison in the past because you and I have casted Jay together quite a bit. But a lot, the pro player always comes to mind when I see the way Jay plays, because a lot stood out a ton in the way that he played versus tons of the other pros that were around at the time. And Jay, to me, feels like the same approach to the game, where it doesn't matter where you are on the field or what position you're in. Just make a play happen, do something on the ball, and catch the other team off guard. Not enough, though, to win that game in regulation, as St. Clair are going to be pushed into an overtime here to try and clinch their spot a little bit farther in the lower side of the bracket.
This one's going to drop to the center. Jay had no boost. Forced to pre-flip into that one just to get a touch on it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Comp whiffing on it. Low boost here for St. Clair all around. Selfish by the speed they're playing at. As that one is on and in. Vexy, the little double tap. And Red Crown take game 2 to force winner take all game 3.
That was awkward, to say the least, there for St. Clair at the end of that game. You were right about the low boost, but it was also this odd... Well, one begets the other, right? When you're out of boost, someone somewhere has to break the rotation to try and remedy that, and you're going to end up in a weird spot. And that's exactly where St. Clair ended up in that overtime, and now it's down to a tied series. We're going to see a decider between these two squads to see who moves on.
2 minutes into that game, I didn't think that was how it was going to go. It felt like a typical St. Clair win. You know, when pressured, they were making saves, and Jay and Comp were making it happen on the offensive end. Find ourselves, though, in our final match of the day, headed to a game 3, and it would be an underperformance, I think, for St. Clair to lose at this point outside of the top 8.
I think I can agree with you there. Granted, this is not standard fare as far as competition in a TGS tournament goes. This is 7-Eleven Canada taking the competition and ratcheting up several levels. I would say at least a couple levels. And that's why we saw St. Clair lose their first series of a gaming stadium organized tournament. And they're on the cusp of having that happen to them again here in a double-elim bracket where they could be going home. An unfamiliar spot as far as this neck of the woods goes for St. Clair. And they are a team that can deal with adversity. They've faced their fair share of it, and they're going to have to adapt here again against a pretty scrappy Red Crown team.
Don't forget to hit exclamation point giveaway as we head into the final game of the day to learn about how you can win all sorts of crazy stuff from 7-Eleven and in-game items in Rocket League, as well as some gaming gear. That's all at tgs.gg/7-Eleven contest, but exclamation point giveaway in the chat. Game 3 underway, and Vexy looking for a little ground pinch, gets under one, but Spoods is there. High leverage action here at the TGS 7-Eleven 8K Open. Winner of this game moves on. Loser of this game goes home. They will have a free day tomorrow. Jay, under his own crossbar, pops it up over Gavilon. He's got Vexy to beat. He'll just bang it off the wall. He ran out of boost there. Gavilon free flips into the air dribble, forcing a touch out of Spoods, and typical tight game 3 here. There's elimination on the line. Neither team really wanting to make a mistake. Gavilon makes the first one we've seen, but It won't cost his team as Vexy demos Spoods on the way back upfield. Off the corner. Comp knocks it away. Vexy's up so fast. Can he get a second one? No. Is St. Clair Thunder ever the backboard clear team?
That they are. That looked a very promising first touch there from Vexy on the pre-flip toward the back wall. And promising passing plays connecting almost here in the midfield for Red Crown as well. But not bearing fruit as of yet. St. Clair keeping him out. Look out though, more trouble here. Gavilan backboard read hits it wide. And these chances are starting to pour in for Red Crown, where I think St. Clair, they're left without...
That's it.
Oh my. Yep, that's...
What?
That's just one heck of a pinch. High off the sidewall here. A dunk. Actually, oh, and it bounces straight in front of the St. Clair net. Spoods almost got back in time. But even the demo couldn't cut it.
I think if Spoods could have gotten through that demo without making a touch on the ball, I think that ball was going to go wide. Doesn't matter because that's not what happened. 1-0 for Red Crown, and it's still 1-0. What a save by Wes. Oh my word. Red Crown, the 13 seed, hanging on here. In the lower bracket up against St. Clair Saints. One of the best all-Canadian squads, period, I would say at this point. Trying to drop it down off the backboard. It went over the net. Comp has control, loses control, but is able to get a challenge on Wes. This is where you need your star players to be your star players. This is where Jay needs to pop off for St. Clair. When the chips are down, you're supposed to be the best player on this team. What do you got for him?
Well, it's a question Jay may very well be asking of themselves. And you might get an answer right here. Depends on the backboard touch. It's a good one, though, defensively from Red Crown. Gavilan getting a demo. Vexy gets one as well. Spoods alone on the back line, and alone, I think, in the rotation for a moment there as players from St. Clair were getting demoed left and right. Jay, the pre-flip ceiling defensive touch.
Pre-flip, pre-jump off the ceiling.
Yeah, a lot of descriptors there, but hey, it worked. And Jay, always the one to make that type of play in any given situation here. As they fly toward the sidewall, missing on the read. It's going to put Comp in a rough spot. They can only hit the ball into the mid, where St. Clair are scrambling to get these touches away from the shooting lanes and away from their net. And they don't have much offense to show for it on the other end.
Spoods missing the touch. Wouldn't have mattered because he had no boost. Jay going under, challenged into the corner. Comp peeled off for a second. And that cost him the ball, but Spoods crossbar. There's a demo. Jay looking for two. Oh, he got it, but a save by Vexy. 1 minute to go. Can Jay get the bump on Gavilan? He does, but he also hits the ball. Back pass. Looking for Comp. It finds Jay. Comp trying to wreak havoc on the backboard there. Is this ball just hanging in the defensive third for Red Crown? Spoods controls. He'll flip it up. Comp looking for the double. He can't find it. Spoods gets a touch, gets the shot off, but there's Wes with 38 seconds to go. Everything but the finish here for St. Clair.
Yeah, and I mean everything. They are trying whatever they can to get that ball close to the net, but in that effort, they've got nothing left in the tank by the time they need to take the shot. And Red Crown
Every touch by Red Crown, taking 5-10 seconds off the clock here.
Yeah, Red Crown are doing a great job of time management. And there's about 10 seconds here to manage. Vexy in the corner loses possession but gets a huge bump onto Spoods in the middle of the field, down to 3 seconds as Jay keeps this aloft towards the sidewall. That is going to do it. Oh no, it bounces off the curve. No, it almost gets kept aloft. That was scary for a moment, but look at this. Red Crown have come storming back in the final best of 3 on this broadcast to move just that little bit farther in the lower bracket.
Red Crown NA as we bring Chixa back in, the 13 seed. They took out the 4 seed 6 lit in the upper bracket, and now they eliminate the 7 seed St. Clair Saints Gold in the lower bracket. I mean, this team has got an air about them, Chixa.
You know, I've seen them before in other tournament styles and in other. Yeah, you're correct, but you don't have to be. All right. But I've seen this team in other tournaments. You know, playing around that bubble scene, and they are certainly a team that can break out in Red Crown. They're, you know, still finding their way. We've seen them stumble a little bit with, of course, those other teams today. They did lose one. They're still in lowers nonetheless. But they managed to still beat out those high seed teams, and they do so in fairly convincing fashion. They need to come back and essentially reverse sweep against a very phenomenal collegiate team in St. Clair. So certainly Red Crown, they were my dark horse from the beginning, and I still think they're my dark horse going into tomorrow.
They'll play Bomb Squad tomorrow in the lower bracket. That's the matchup there. The other matchup remaining in the lower bracket, round 8, Escape Velocity versus Sixlit. We could be on a collision course to another Sixlit versus Red Crown match if the lower bracket plays out in a certain way. In the upper side of the bracket, Shopify, Rebellion, Heybro, Abstract, and Gentleman, your top 4 at the moment, as you see there. You know, that'll be the upper side of the bracket. Shopify, Rebellion, and Heybro, the winner of that playing the winner of Abstract and Gentleman in the upper finals. This is all coming up tomorrow. There's your top 8. I don't know if this is necessarily what we expected when we came into this, but you know, no mechs, no St. Clair Saints, Bomb Squad. I'm trying to see where Bomb Squad was.
43rd. 43rd.
Excuse me?
I was
That's
looking
why I couldn't
too.
find them.
43rd, an average MMR of around 1,500.
Wow, that's me.
Wait
that's
a
what I'm at.
minute.
I don't know how that MMR checks out, but 42nd. Sorry, they switched. I don't know.
It just
Someone might have
moved.
switched them around,
moved.
but hello, Bomb Squad.
We will see them. We will. I mean, if the plans aren't in place, boy, we better see them. We better see them on stream tomorrow because I want to see that squad. We're gonna confirm the winner of the Commonwealth tonight. We'll announce the winner of that, the top Canadian team in this bracket. We'll announce that tomorrow when we kick off. Thunder, it was a heck of a day one. Shopify looking incredible. Heybro, I think, looking, at least from what we saw on stream, like maybe the best team on day one.
Maybe, but what there's an asterisk. I put a big asterisk on the way that team played because that play style either looks fantastic or it looks like a complete head scratcher depending on the team you're playing. So let's see how Heybro stack up against a couple of the other teams in the bracket tomorrow.
We got our top 8. Before we head out, I'm gonna make you both do it. Pick a winner. Give me a prediction, Chicksa. Who do you think wins tomorrow, day 2? The whole thing.
I think I'm gonna go Gentleman.
Chicksa's going Gentleman. Thunder, what are you thinking?
Well, you know, I'm nothing if not an incredibly boring person. Shopify.
Let me just take the number 1 seed. Here we go.
Yep, I'm picking the number 1 seed. Don't at me.
I'm gonna go Abstract. I think Mile is the best individual player left in this tournament.
Okay,
That's my
3
pick.
different picks. I like that.
Yeah. I thought Abstract looked really good too, and we didn't see the best of Mile. He can play better than that, 100%. That's coming up tomorrow here at the 7-Eleven 8K Open. Before we get out of here, you have a few minutes left. Use the exclamation point in giveaway. Find out how to enter stuff, various things. We're still giving away codes every couple minutes. We got so many codes to give away. We were talking off stream. I think we're gonna single-handedly change the aftermarket value of the Slurpee discount.
Yeah, it's it's Slurpee Street bets basically here. That's what's going on.
All right, for Chicksa and for Thunder and for Jordan and everybody else at the gaming stadium, thank you so much for watching. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same Twitch channel, with more of the 7-Eleven 8KO.
Just when you thought our crispy classic chicken couldn't get any better.
created the new barbecue bacon chicken sandwich, a crave-worthy sandwich made fresh in select stores daily. Chicken worth crossing the road for. Visit 711.ca to find a crispy classic chicken store near you.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven Gamer Lounge, where we bring together great snacks from 7-Eleven and epic gamers. Appealing to gamers of all ages, we have arcade cabinets as well as the newest consoles, so kids and the parents can get the games that they enjoy. Being a gamer takes a lot of energy, and the best way for you to refuel is with your favorite 7-Eleven snacks here in the Gamer Lounge. I know we're all sad that the 7-Eleven Gaming Lounge is over, but you can get your favorite food still by ordering it on the 7NOW app. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and stay gaming, gamers.